them right. And I feel like the Barbie. I'm the dog, but I still wanna party. Things feel like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I'm pulling a can. Right, Gabby, Stacy, Becky. All of the Barbies is pretty. All of the Barbies is bad. Girls, and we be playing tag. Right, but he speak me like your bag. I'm in LA, but they'll try. I'm in New York, Madison Ave. I'm a Barbie girl. Pink Barbie dream house. The way can be turned shit. I'm yelling out in this greenhouse. You're killing out, we ain't selling out. We got money, but we ain't running out. We got bars, but we ain't billing out. In the big Ferrari, we killing out. I told Tay, bring the vibe, filling out. The pussy so cold, we just chilling out. Baby, yelling out. It's Barbie, bitch, if you still in doubt. And I ride like a Barbie. I'm a dog, but I still wanna party. Things feel like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I'm pulling a can. Right, Gabby, Stacy, Becky. All of the Barbies is pretty. All of the Barbies is bad. Girls, and we be playing tag. I ain't on that playhouse. He wanna play in the playhouse. If I think I'm saying that, I'm watching these bitches, I'm ripping a stain out. Like I'm ready to bang. Honestly, Barbies just wanna pretend. Like, hold on, let me go find me the pen. Like my lead. Now I'm gonna put it to the bed. Barbie bitch, her Barbie click. I keep dragging her, she balled a bit. And I see the bread, I want all of it. And I want the grapes, so I all of it. And I throw it back, so he's losing it. And I dig the box with no shoes in it. Yeah, I know the trick, so I got him break. He ain't no rip, me and Barbie, bitch. And I'm bad like the Barbie. I'm a dog, but I still wanna party. Things feel like I'm ready to bend. I'm a 10, so I'm pulling a can. Right, Gabby, Stacy, Becky. All of the Barbies is pretty. All of the Barbies is bad. Girls, and we can play tag.
What's going on, Conscious Crew? It is your favorite breakdown commentary CTV. Welcome to another riveting episode of the Consciouztv platform. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend and a even better Sunday. I wanted to come and get into a few things with you guys because I was just sitting here in the mood, having a nice bubble bath, girl, and the grease my penitentiary cornrows straight to the bike, honey. And just feeling quite lovely and lifted. And I had something. Now, y'all know I've been on an old nasty piece of plant-based diet, girl. I'm an old nasty piece of vegan these days. But I kind of broke my veganness by having a blue cheese macaroni. Okay, now y'all know mac and cheese. Cheese, to be exact, girl. It's not in the plant-based category. It is a animal byproduct, honey. But, you know, I've been doing so well and I've been so consistent and I've been feeling so beautiful. And I said, you know what, let me just treat myself, child. Let me just treat myself to, you know, something from the old world. But I ain't want to go too far with it. I ain't want to get too dangerous, you know. I ain't want to pull out no barbecue or no fried chicken. Because I really just don't have an interest in meat anymore. And I don't trust none of that shit, especially after watching Netflix, What the Health Girl. That shit did a whole 360 on my psychology and consciousness and relationship to food, girl. I'm going to get into that actually, girl. Well, we're going to get a little bit into that in the introduction to give folk time to pile up and cheer. Before we get into all of that, you already know what I need y'all to do. I need you guys to thumbs up the video until it is absolutely stuck. You know that thumbing up not only helps with YouTube's algorithm, but more importantly, it triggers up the notification system so that all the other unsuspecting conscious crew members who are not getting notified that we are allowed live and in color right now, popping out good puss on this Sunday, can be notified. In fact, because when you thumbs up a video, that translates as desirability and it boosts YouTube notification system. So when you thumbs up a video, it is the equivalent of knocking on the digital door of another conscious crew member and telling their ass to pile into the sanctuary because the pastor is bringing the house the fuck down. Also, shout out to all of the new subbies. We're going to discuss that in a few as well. And make sure that you have your notification bell set to all, even though that raggedy mother lover barely works. And last but not least, if you don't mind, don't ever forget to share the stream out beforehand or afterwards, girl, to wherever it is you have digital community, whether that is on your Instagram story, whether that is your Facebook, your YouTube community wall, whether that is your Twitter, the dark side of Tumblr, your personal OF. I don't give a damn where you lay the link. Just let them whores know that we are live. And then gala, with no further ado, let's go ahead and push on through.
I know a place where you can recharge your soul.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
And in the midst of brokenness, he gon' see your asshole.
Baby, that's Consciouztv.
You gon' heal, you gon' laugh and catch a little shade.
Ooh, girl.
Y'all know he be slaying, y'all better stop playing. Come hear what he's saying.
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, great. I was gonna go somewhere when I was talking about plant-based. I was gonna go somewhere. Where I was gonna go is, girl, I have literally, since I've been in my 30s, like the way that I have ate, which is like a slopopotamus, girl, just had me feeling crazy. And I did not realize how much of my inability to like sleep well, and how much of my sluggishness, how much of my tiredness, and this like normal sense of fatigue simply came from my diet. I had no idea that all of that restlessness and tiredness literally came from eating a meat-based diet. Soon as I stripped all of that crap out of my diet and went plant-based, girl, my sleep has been gorgeous. I sleep like normal folk. I wake up in the day like normal folk. I'm no longer really vamping like that. My energy is high. I feel just better in my body. Of course, my skin is absolutely radiating, girl. Everybody online and everybody in person is just like, bitch, you're literally glowing. You're glowing like the golden calf that them whores at the bottom of Mount Sinai was worshiping, bitch. Okay? Just the aura is auraing, girl. It's something that I really just wish I would have done so much sooner in my life. To be honest, I really wish I was plant-based my entire life. And when I have my children, they're going to be plant-based, girl, okay? They're going to not be incorporating none of this over-processed, harshly farmed, synthetic, GMO, Elon Musk-ass bologna, girl, and ham, girl, and ham hock, and chicken, and fish, and salami, and salmon, and ground beef and things, girl. They will not be introduced to such. A really powerful documentary for those of you who are considering and kind of need kind of like a kick in your ass. You've maybe been thinking about changing your diet and going vegan, or just being plant-based, or just at least reducing meat, which is connected to every single health issue in the world. A meat-based diet is linked to Alzheimer's, dementia, heart disease, high blood, of course, high cholesterol, of course, health complications that lead to seizures, that lead to cardiac arrests and heart attacks, girl, that lead to, I mean, everything under the sun. Cancer, all forms of cancer, girl, it's all linked. All of it, every bit of it, girl, is linked to a meat-based diet. And What the Health, which you can find anywhere on any bootleg site on the internet, or I believe it's still on Netflix, is phenomenal and really giving you a real view into the meat industry, the way that all these foods and fish are processed. It's profound, and it changed my life. And so something that I am going to do a separate commentary and really get into this. And I want to bring some of my holistic bitches on the platform and bring some of the medical doctors that I know on the panel in order to have a full circle conversation about veganism, what it means to be a vegetarian, the disconnection between our current medical system and the holistic community, because there is a huge gap. They're almost night and day to one another. And yeah, and something that I have come to realize, and I'm glad that I did as a Black American, is that I've been taught, like most Black Americans, to relate our food, and we have some of the best cuisine, to pleasure. I have now had to adopt the attitude that food is actually supposed to be medicine, which is why I am plant-based. And now that I have reshaped my brain to approach, to view, and to look at food as medicine, I'm no longer interested in the pleasure. Therefore, it's easier for me to sacrifice things that once brought me pleasure as it relates to certain things that I ate, because that is not the purpose of food. God put what real food is plant-based. It's green, baby. It grows out of nature. It don't have lungs. It don't have an esophagus. It don't have ears, and it don't have a damn soul and a consciousness, okay? The half of y'all wonder why you're crazy and got multiple personality, girl, because you got that pig, you got Charlotte Webb in your bitch, you got Little Bo Peep and Bambi, girl, you got all these damn various ass consciousnesses and souls and shit pushing through your child, okay? But food is medicine. It's medicine. So now I don't eat food in order for taste. I don't eat food as an escape. I don't eat food for those superficial reasons. It's purely medicine. That's what it's for. It's built for that reason. It's created for that reason. And what I mean by food, once again, is everything that's green, baby. Okay, everything that has a root and grows out of the ground, not comes out of an egg. That's what food actually is. Pleasure, I can go have sex if I want to get some pleasure, baby. I can go to an amusement park. I can go dance, girl. I can go out to a nightclub if I'm looking for pleasure. Food is not supposed to be about pleasure. Food is green, it's plant-based, and it is supposed to be medicine. And no animal product is that. And everything that you can get out of a meat-based diet, you can get out of a plant-based diet, including your protein. Okay? Here nor there. Now, I also want to get into this, girl, about the subscribers, child, because I saw a comment when I was coming up in her. What's going on, Dre and friends, who says that I have been vegan my whole life and I have more health problems that my doctor is saying that I need to introduce me into a diet. Hold on, that needs to introduce me. Oh, me into a diet place. I don't know if you're trolling, Dre's. I'm not sure if your doctors are idiots as well. But I'm just going to say, oh, okay to that. But everyone, go watch What to Health, baby. Okay? The research is there. As it relates to what I was saying earlier about subscribers, let me find this comment, because this comment is exactly why I'm sitting at 43.4 instead of 43.6. Oh, Delana. Delana says, I don't think that she doxed him, to be honest. Now, Delana is responding to the title of my video as it relates to Unhinged doxing TS Madison. And as you guys see here, Delana came into the chat misgendering TS Madison. You know, I realized that some of y'all forget that I'm Black. I'm also queer. And we can have opinions about people and the bullshit they do and the bullshit that comes out their mouth. and the bullshit they get into and their raggediness in the world, hence all of the celebrities and politicians and religious leaders that we talk about and have conversation about. But what we're not going to do is be inhumane and anti-human. You don't get to come onto this platform and misgender trans women or trans men. That's what you're not allowed to do over here. I am a queer man myself. Now, if you want to talk about TS Madison boobs, you can. If you want to talk about her big dick, you can. If you got something to say about her makeup, baby, drag away. If you don't like her wig, if you don't like her house, if you don't like the way her voice sounds, if you don't like that she cuss like a sailor, baby, you can have at it. But there will be no misgendering of T.S. Madison, okay? Now, I'm sure that you can find some other LGBT folk who shuck and jive and who suck the dick of biological males and females and heterosexual folk and want to fit in with the majority, girl, and allow y'all to act a plumb motherfucking violent fool in they chat as it relates to queer people. But that is an absolute hell to the nah up over chill. Okay, so you get one and one time only. And Delana, you can refer to TS as simply TS, because it's really not necessary for you to refer to her gender, or you can be sent to Block Nation. I really don't give a damn. So because we've been having these conversations about the drama that spewed up out of TikTok as a result of a black transgender woman by the name of It's Blessing Rose on TikTok that got the attention of Just Hilarious and got the attention of TS Madison, and it led to other people also jumping into the conversation like DJ Envy and Unhinged with Budweiser K, and the list just went on and on and on, girl. There was a lot of transphobia in my comment sections. There was a lot of transphobia in my live chats over the past 3 days, baby, and I went through and brah the hell, girl, just brah straight up and down, baby, okay? I don't give a damn if it would have left me to one damn subscriber, baby, okay? Went through and blocked. Motherfuckers turned around, thought they was going to be able to comment on another stream, a current stream, girl. Find out that they couldn't get through. They kept ended up in the red, baby. Then got mad and hauled ass. Exactly where you need to be, baby. You don't need to be over here if you got that much heat for queer folk, girl. Okay? Because we're going to get into a lot of things on tomorrow's live stream at noon, honey, 12 noon. Because I got to see Miss Funky Daniva's video in response to the T. And he actually echoed a lot of the things that I have been saying in my talking points over the past 3 days of having that conversation about gender and all of that shit. So I still didn't feel complete in my commentary, even though we've been 3 days at it. And hell, I also had a collaboration with Storm that was in part about gender. Me and Storm went all around the world in our conversation, girl. We talked about the black community, we talked about gender, we talked about sexuality, we talked about a little bit of everything. And so the conversation is very full of a lot of different areas. And so I was like, damn, girl, I still feel like I ain't got it out. I ain't got it up out of me like I want to get it up out of me. So tomorrow I'm going to take a fifth swing at this topic. And this is going to be my, I want to give up the ghost in this commentary. So tomorrow noon, have your reminder set, girl. We're going to get into a lot of different things. We're going to get into the cis word. We're going to get into homophobia, queerphobia, girl. We're going to get into folk problem with black queer folk bringing up racism to get black folk to relate to homophobia and transphobia. Girl, I'm just going to spin the block. I'm going to spin the motherfucking block on the topic, period. So, yeah. And I probably won't be dropping a link because it's going to be quite a bit of commentary, and it probably will be definitely an hour and a half show, an hour and a half at the least length show. So I'm sure I ain't gonna feel like being bothered. if I do feel like being bothered, I'll probably open up another stream for an after show. If you guys feel pressed to want to add your 2 cents in, I will provide y'all the space and the opportunity to do just that. So, yes. Noon, yes. I know, but I'm going to be in the mood because I'm going to already be up. I got my carpenter coming through tomorrow at 10. So I'm going to be up early and people will be here painting and shit and doing various things that biological heterosexual men should be doing for pretty, dainty, feminine, beautiful, lovely, same gender loving men like myself, girl, okay? So they ain't going to be here long. So I'm just like, girl, let me just go ahead and jump on some content while I'm at it, girl, okay? So yeah, it's noon tomorrow. Oh yes, honey, Auntie Trish says she off, period. Yeah, do manage things. That part real, brand. What's going on, y'all? So let's go ahead and get into tonight's commentary because I did not plan on being here alone, girl. There's a lot going on in the heterosexual community. Oh, before we get to the heterosexual community, girl, and the bullshit going on, girl, I am also thinking about getting the side of my head tattooed. You guys know that I shaved off the left side of my fucking hair. The left side of my head, last year, I think? And I have been obsessed since. And I put all type of lines and designs. But I'm becoming an old hoe, so I'm tired of doing my hair. And I'm tired of like having to reshape it up and figure out what design I want in it next. So I was like, let me just go ahead and just get it tattooed because, I mean, like my hair is going to grow over it. So it's not going to stop hair growth. And it's just like a permanent thing that's already there. And I don't really got to do anything but very low maintenance if I just go ahead and tattoo it up. And I'm going to tell you what kind of like drove the point home is I was watching this season of Crazy in Love. Trash television that I'm not going to review on my main platform, but I will definitely review in Patreon. I was looking at Krishan Rock, and I was looking at Blueface's side shave tattoos. And I was like, you know what, let me call up my tattoo artist Spirit. Those of you who have been on the platform for quite some time know who Spirit is, girl. You know, he's been featured here, and he's joined us to have all type of conversations about black men and black women and all of that good shit. So I was like, let me hit up my tattoo artist. He's the one who's done all my tattoo work. I've only tattooed with one person. Tattooing is very spiritual, very ritualistic, and it's very intimate to me. So I'm not one of those persons who can like tattoo with a lot of people. Like if I find one good artist, then it's just like, I'm going to stay committed to the relationship. I don't know. It feels weird to think of somebody else tattooing me. So yeah, I've been with the same tattoo artist for the past few years. So this is what this would look like. More so Krishan's tattoo. What y'all think? What y'all think about me tattooing the side of my head? Which would be equivalent to me putting a design in it, except it'll just be a tattoo. As long as you don't tattoo your face. Okay, so about that. I have never had an interest in tattooing my face until I saw Krishan Rock's crosses. And I'm like, girl, this is the only face tattoo that I love. I love these crosses. But I got sideburns and a beard, so I think I got too much coverage on my head already for these type of tattoos to be visible. But this is cute. Like, I love the Blueface tattoos. I don't find them ugly. I don't have anything against face tattoos. I think they actually look pretty rad on other people. For myself, I'm not really attracted to face tattoos, but who knows what the future may hold, bro. I may tattoo the shit out of my fucking face. I don't know, but I do know that I am 80% there with getting my side shave tattoo, putting something in there, and it'll be something sickening too. I don't know what yet, but I have a consultation scheduled with him to work on some art so that we can see, what's what. But I mean, if you look at me now, hold on, let me pull up a picture of me now, girl, because y'all be like, don't tattoo your face. I'm already pretty much mutilated. Like, I got 50 trillion tattoos. I'm already, like, I already look like one of those niggas who should be tattooed the fuck down. Like, so it's nothing to really save at this point. Even my face is very, like, exotical, considering the piercings, the nose rings. Hold on, let me insert a picture into this slide. Like, don't I look like one of them bitches? Like, I look like a bitch who could have a tattooed face. I wouldn't get no big ass image of Malcolm X on my damn shit like Blueface, but I mean, come on. It's already given like Suicide Girls. I don't know if y'all know who the Suicide Girls are in the tattoo community, but like the super tatted, super pierced, like super just eccentric persons. And like I said, look at my part. I'll just have a side shave here. It'll just be, not a side shave. I just have a tattoo here. Your face is so beautiful. A tattoo wouldn't take away from my face, though. And I wouldn't tattoo my face. Like, I would not get something on the front of my face. But, like, those little crosses that Krishan have here, that's cute. It's out of the way. Face still exposed. Shit, I cover half my face up because I got a side shave. So I swoop my hair to show off the side of my hair. I don't know. But I'm definitely getting, more than likely, I'm getting the side of my head tattooed, period. Periana. Definitely, period. Probably getting it. And like I said, my hair can grow over it. So if I ever want to conceal it, I just let my hair grow over the tattoo. You'll still see it, though, like Blueface shit. You can still see his underneath his hair or whatever, but I like all this too. Like, I like this kind of like underbelly tattooing. It's interesting. Look, I'm not like y'all. I did not come into the world to be a basic bitch. Like, I'm an eccentric, creative, artistic motherfucker. Like, I'm not normal. I don't use the term normal to describe myself. I am a like out there motherfucker. Like, I'm not into conventional beauty. I could look like a typical conventional attractive male, but I choose to look like an artistic beauty rather than like a mainstream beauty, like an artsy beauty, almost like a bizarre beauty, like an otherworldly attractiveness, not quite earthly and mainstream. That's not the look that I'm going for. And looking like a boring bitch is just not something that I'm into. So my body on a spiritual level is my first canvas. It's my first altar. So of course, decorating it accordingly is, where I really get my life. I just really do. But I'm probably never going to tattoo my face. I can probably tell y'all that. Like, not nothing like this right here, but maybe something cute, like some little crosses on the side. I could definitely see myself doing some shit like this. And I'm definitely getting the side of my shit. Definitely getting the side of my shit tatted. Because I'm tired. I'm tired of cutting. I'm tired of shaving. I'm tired. Like, the older I get, the more luxury I need. Like, everything in my life now is about convenience. So, girl, like, what's the quickest fucking way? Like, what's the quickest way to look good? What's the quickest way to set up a live stream? What's the quickest way to get from A to B? As I become an old hoe, I need, like, the quickest, most condensed route to everything. Like, everything is about just shortening the path, girl. Okay? So I can do what I really want to do. What I'm really passionate about doing, which is absolutely nothing. Okay? I need more time to do absolutely not a damn thing, which means that everything that takes up my time, I need to shorten and shorten and shorten and shorten and shorten. So if I put a tattoo there, I ain't got to worry about nothing. It's already styled, girl. It's already, she is already sheing. He is already fucking heing, okay? Because I can't do it. I ain't got time to be in the mirror. I ain't got time to be plugging in clippers. I ain't got time. I don't want to sit in nobody barbershop either, girl. Like, the whole reason why I learned how to do my own hair was because I ain't got the time to wait on another motherfucker. I just don't be having time. The reason why I be solo dolo most of the time is because I ain't got the time. People be getting in my way. So I've learned how to do most things on my own so that I can have the control in order to control the time. You know? So that has inspired me to be very, like, self-reliant and very self-sufficient. What's going on, Viper? What's going on, Rumors and Tea? Hey, boo. I used to live in a hair salon. Now I can't imagine. Exactly, Miss Miguel. I could not. Like, 20 years ago when I couldn't do my shit, I just thought about all the time and money wasted. Like, to pay somebody for styling and prep and they chair. And I can't believe I ever was in that world, honey. Thank God to YouTube, because YouTube and tutorials taught us how to do everything, bitch. Do your own makeup, build your own house, build your own car, bitch. Okay, like, it taught you how to build everything, baby. How to DIY, do it your motherfucking self, baby. Was the best thing that ever came into the world out of the internet, honey. But anyway, I'll keep y'all posted, girl. We'll play off ideas about the side of my head. When me and my tattoo artist put together some imaging, I'll bring that to y'all. We'll vote off on it and make it do what it do, okay? But the compromise will be I won't blue face my damn face, okay? I'm not, like I said, the face tattoo's not for me. I like them on other people, but I haven't really saw anything that made me be like, girl, let me get my face tattooed. But the side of my head, yes. Now, moving along. So there's a lot going on, girl. A little bit of YouTube news. We might get into this in depth over in Patreon, girl. But you guys know this here is my baby father, King Jives. And you guys know that King Jives is in the middle of a lawsuit with an alleged bishop out in Memphis? Here nor there. You guys also know that King Jives has been at odds, girl, with some of the old members of his show, The Four Kings, okay? You guys know the last time that Jives was here, he was here with some of the ex-members of The Four Kings, girl, and there was a huge blow-up in an attempt to walk through some things, talk about some things, clear up the past so that everybody can let bygones be bygones. Of course, that went straight to hell in a handbasket, okay? And despite everyone stating that they have better things to do than to talk about each other, of course, there has been commentary since that sit down, and nobody kept their damn word. Rather, there were subliminal conversations and commentary, or just flat out explicit commentary. There's been commentary. Well, little small update, girl. How doing? So I woke up this morning, girl, and saw that King was live, and I'm not really active at all on YouTube as it relates to other content creators at this point, because I just have so many things that I'm working on. So I kind of get on YouTube and do my job, then I haul ass. So I have missed out on a lot, apparently, girl. I'm not even in people's bushes anymore, because my own life has just, like, picked up. So I was sitting here, he was live, and he was speaking about some of the old members who initially were upset at him felt the way about how things ended with the Four Kings. Apparently, there's been some mending, okay? Jives and Kyrie, okay, from the Four Kings have been able to come full circle after breakdown in their relationship. They've been communicating actually ever since the panel and discussion on my channel. They've been communicating privately and behind the scenes. And they finally made everybody aware of that on this morning. Kyrie, on top of making up with Jives, also chose to mend things with the new members of Four Kings, okay? Because in the breakdown, there were words and insults, of course, exchanged, etc., between the ex-members and the current members. And there was a lot of back and forth and discord. So Kyrie apologized to everybody who needed an apology. And everybody was able to, you know, be smiling again. And then we learned from Kyrie that Kyrie actually fell out, allegedly, with another ex-member of the Four Kings, whom he had been in camaraderie with since the breakdown of the Four Kings. And that was weird to learn as well, because I don't think I saw that coming. And Kyrie told us that another Four King ex-member, Thais, did a video, then took it down. And in the video, I guess Kyrie was getting dragged, apparently. And there was something that happened where some Thais's supporters felt like Kyrie should have been supporting or standing up for Thais, and he did it, and they thought that was shady. And then there were some comments that were allegedly made by Thais, according to Kyrie, that Kyrie didn't appreciate, and it was just this and it was that. And so there's been breakdown there. And then there was another guy named, what's his name? My God. I forgot his name. There's another individual. He wasn't a part of the Four Kings, but he was adjacent to the Four Kings because apparently him and Thais worked together. This individual has like a company. I don't know whether he manages talent, but Thais had hired him, but they are in breakdown. And so Kyrie and I think, is it Deshaun? I forgot the guy's name. Damn it. But they were the crew who didn't like Jives, but now they also have apologized to Jives, and they've been able to make up with Jives. And now I guess the only disgruntled person out of the bunch left is Thais. Now, on that panel, I learned, or I was told, that Thais has been throwing me shade or etc. I don't know how true that is. I do know that shortly after the panel that we all did, where Jives and Kyrie and Thais were present to deal with each other, that a few live streams that happened on Thais's part after that panel, Thais still seemed to have felt the way about me diagnosing his anxiety as performance anxiety, because he didn't utilize the term performance, but he utilized the term anxiety when he was talking to another person on his platform. And I thought he and I had a discussion and had cleared that up. And I recall even apologizing to Thais, since he was clearly upset and just felt a way about being labeled that. And he still went on to be passive aggressive in his commentary. So I checked out. I just stopped watching because I really don't feel like cussing a bitch out. And I'm a really like upfront person, which is why I put addresses on shit and I go live and I say what the fuck I need to say. I'm very clear with these girls about what my opinions are when I have one, so that there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So anybody who can't speak directly and somebody who can't say what the fuck they need to say, I just don't have no energy for. I come from a very passive aggressive family. And the reason why I'm very selective about who I fuck with out of them is because I just don't mesh well with people that are very encryptic and be talking in parables. And it's just like, just stand in how you feel. Like, if you are like, you have to be honest enough to even not receive a bitch apology. Like, if you, because I wasted my time apologizing for nothing. And I didn't apologize because I felt like there was anything wrong with what I said, because anxiety is not a criminal offense to have. And even though he didn't use performance anxiety, he was describing performance anxiety. But once he made it clear to me that it was something that made him feel away, I apologized to him openly. I apologized to him in front of everyone. And so to continue on to send subliminals, like, if you didn't want the apology, you didn't have to receive the apology. And I damn sure wouldn't have wasted no time catering to feelings that were not going to be soothed by an issue you told me you had with something that I diagnosed you with. So after I saw a few of those live streams, because I support everybody, including Thais. I support King Jives. I try to watch everybody. I try to give everybody they click in a view. I try to thumbs up on everybody's shit, make my rounds and haul ass. But that whole situation has been very exhausting, and it's just too much weird ass fucking energy, and it just costs nobody nothing to just say what the fuck they need to say. So just say what the fuck you need to say. If you can't do that, then yes, it's best that I stay where the fuck I am, which is as an icon, and everybody else stay in they fucking respected categories, because feelings will probably get even more damn hurt fucking with a bitch like me, because I'm very direct and I'm very loving, I'm very caring, but I say what the fuck I need to say. And if we need to have a conversation, we can have a conversation. Like, both those things can and are true at the same time. I'm going to say what I want to say. You grown, say what you need to say. And if there needs to be things that are agreed upon or things that are soothed, then let's soothe them over. If not, then let's not. You know, it's really not that deep of an issue. Like, literally, my pet peeve is passive aggressive. Like, passive, I cannot deal. which is why I now run in a very exclusive tight circle. And when I experience passive aggressive people, it makes me so much more appreciative of the people that I fuck with, because we have a level of honesty and a level of communication that is just supreme and sustaining, and that makes interactions authentic, you know, rather than having to tiptoe around each other or be disingenuous or any of that bullshit. So it just makes me more grateful for who I give my actual time to, and the way those relationships are really, 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 really set up. And one of the most notable relationships that you guys know is the relationship between me and Larry Reed Live. And he always tells y'all how I get on his nerve. And he gets on my nerve because we keep it fucking real. And while it's annoying in the short term to be on separate pages or to sometimes hear another person's honesty, like, in the long run, it truly is the gift that keeps on giving. And it's powerful. And that's why these relationships I have now can't be broken. They can't be broken through social media bullshit. People have tried to come in between me and Jives for years. People have tried to come in between me and Larry for years. People have tried to come in between me and so many people that today I still have access to. The rest of these bitches' relationships have crumbled 4 times over, okay? But me and mines are still rising from the motherfucking ashes, and it's because we actually are real fucking friends. We're real friends. We really communicate. Everything about what we give to each other is real. Ain't no strong arming, ain't no none of that, baby. We give each other that work. Okay? And we give each other that work until we work it out, baby. Okay? we give each other that work until we work it through the needle. Work it through the needle, baby. And I could not imagine having it any other way. Even me and Jives, it took a long time for me and Jives to get on the same page. It took him a long time to realize that the shit this bitch says to me is out of love. It's, even though it might piss me off, this bitch is being completely 100, whether he right, wrong, or indifferent. What I can say is that he's keeping it 100 and he loves me, which is why he sticks with me. Like, it took Jives a long time to put respect on how I show up in relationships. I'm a Scorpio. I don't know no other way to be. You know, I just don't know no other way to be. And now he and I, like, I don't feel that, because for a long time in me and Josh's relationship, I used to feel that like I had to tiptoe. I had to, like, because his ego was at a certain level as a Leo. And when you got people in your life who you know are connected to their egos, you have 2 choices. You can either navigate their ego in order to be in relationship to them, or you can be true to yourself and operate in a way that's authentic for you and just hope that their ego survives and can see that beyond the feedback that you provide to them, whether they like it or love it, that they know that you love them and they give you the benefit of a doubt of being well-meaning. And me and Jives are finally there. Like, he knows that I fuck with him. He knows that I fucking love him. And he knows that anything that I fucking say, whether he agrees with it in the moment or not, is coming from a place of fucking love. And he accepts that I mean him well, even if he's going to disagree. And that has made being in relationship to him so much more easier for me now. And I accept that he, like the rest of my friends, Larry and the rest of them, girl, that they don't have to take my feedback. They don't have to act on my feedback because they grown. At the end of the day, they make their own choices. And I'm going to love them any fucking way. So whether they take it or not, it's not going to destroy the friendship and us being completely honest and not catering to each other's egos. It's not going to sever their relationships either. So it's just better vibes and a greater time than not. But I don't have any issue with Thais. I wish him well, and I hope that he and Jives can have the conversation that they need to have at some point in time, because obviously Thais seems to be very, very, whatever the experience was for him seems to have ran deep. Obviously, we are a year out, and there's still an inability to just really turn the dial on the situation, since everybody has gone on and glowed up, and Jives hit his 100K. Thais is growing his platform. Everybody is living good. So don't know what the problem is at this point, but it might be something that's also beyond two people being able to talk about some things have less to do with the people we were involved in and more so have to do with some deeper issues that are being aroused because of the situations we found ourselves with other people, which then means that we probably need to be in some form of therapy working through deeper issues that are showing up and coming up in our experiences. And there's nothing fucking wrong with sitting down on a couch and letting somebody who is schooled and is professionally trained to diagnose our asses to do just fucking that. So I wish the best for the situation that they have found themselves in with one another. And I hope that in time, bruh. Oh, Kyrie is in the chat. Hey, official. Nope, we tried. I moved on, and it was never that deep. Oh, I'm only saying it to be politically correct. I actually hope that y'all actually stay far the fuck away from each other. I hope that there's never another King Jives and Thais moment because God forbid the shit falls apart again, and I just could not imagine going through this again. So I actually hope that everybody can just be happy with where they are. Just happy with the way they are. Not having to come back and do well. I mean, baby, I'm just being politically correct. Baby, y'all don't want me the fuck out with this shit. Kyrie says, you can't move on if you're going live 30 times a day speaking on the issue and not seeking any type of resolution. Now, that's also true. You know, a lot of people's priority is in being reactive and not necessarily being solution oriented. Matter of fact, I'm going to drop the link. If any of the members, if Kyrie or King want to come up and speak to the situation right now while I'm on y'all segment, because y'all can come up if y'all want to. I'm gonna drop the link. This is only for any member of the Four Kings. We have the King in the chat. We got Kyrie in the chat. But I agree, yeah, you know, some people are just you know, some people are more interested in being reactive and not necessarily solution oriented. And there's a big misconception even around that last sit down when it comes to me, because folk was just like, CTV, you need to stop pushing folk to be together. And sometimes it's better that people, it wasn't my fucking idea to do a show to begin with. Thais contacted me and asked me, could he come on to speak to what King Jives had said the previous night. I didn't run Thais down to get him on my show. I did not have any plans on having another show about the situation, especially when King Jives literally said that all parties involved could contact him personally, and a lot of this resolve could take place privately rather than publicly. So once King had launched the missiles and the SOS and had opened up the space for anybody to be able to communicate with him, as far as I was concerned, that was it. Shit, you know, job well done. I was proud of him for even being willing to speak to anybody he was in opposition with, considering that things have gotten so ugly and been so ugly for so long. And everybody who King spoke about is subscribed to my channel and interacts with my channel and definitely heard the damn message. So everybody had an opportunity to talk to King Jives rather than talking through CTV to King Jives. Okay, it was Thais who hit me up about the show, and I didn't have a problem giving him that opportunity because I also don't believe in talking at people or about people if you can't talk to people. So he was the subject of the sit down with me and Jives. So if he wanted to come and speak to anything and clear anything up, he had that right to. And I'm not invested beyond just observing what the fuck is going on between Thais and King Jives. So that was that. So yeah, that wasn't CTV seeking to put people in the room together who didn't want to be put in the room. And Thais had made it very clear with me the night before we went live that he was not at all interested in speaking to King Jives. So when I told him King Jives was in the green room and that I would not bring King up until he was complete, and then I would take him down and then bring King up, I was surprised when Thais said, no, go ahead and bring him up, because Thais had been adamant about absolutely not wanting to have a direct interaction with King Jives. So all of those decisions were Thais's, okay? For anybody who had an opinion about the panel, bitch, I was only the motherfucking facilitator. I only provided the plate. I did not put the bacon, eggs, or motherfucking cheese on that bitch, okay? Everybody decided their own custom meal at the buffet, okay? I only provided the spread. Everybody just chose what they wanted to choose upon that motherfucking spread, okay? I think we got King. Hi.
Hey, what's up?
I think we got Kais with this black ass string, Kyrie. Uh-oh, you giving robotic, boo. Can you hear me, love? Oh, yeah, it's giving Boost Mobile Tees, Kyrie. Baby.
Kyrie, go back in.
Yeah, go out and come back in. That's it, Kwame. We got Kwame. That's who I'm trying to think of, y'all. Kwame is here. Hi, Kwame.
What's going on? How you guys doing?
We are doing fine. Kyrie is giving dildo in his ass, so we're gonna wait for him back in. However, I was just here giving a recap about this morning because I didn't want to say anything over there that I could not say even more over here, and be very clear about what I'm saying. But now that I have you guys here, I'm just gonna let you guys have the floor and say what y'all need to say. King.
Well, I'll say this. Hello, everybody. Hi. What's going on? Hi, Conscious Love.
Hi.
Kwame, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
We're not going to act like we ain't been talking. But no, seriously, today's show was honestly, it didn't even go the way we had planned because I honestly.
So what was the plan of Jobs? What was the initial plan of the show? I
had initially got a message from Kyrie. Kyrie wanted to talk, and this is within 2 messages. And so, hey, Auntie. And then yesterday I was on my way back from Miami, and Kwame had messaged me, and I was like, you know what? I really don't feel like dealing with all this stuff. And I went to sleep. I got home, went to sleep, and then I got up this morning. I was like, you know what? I just want to just release and get all of this stuff off of me. And I want everybody just to be blessed and just go on, because I even told Kyrie this. I was like, we don't have to apologize, because you know I don't have nothing against you, and I know that you don't have nothing against me. We can all just move on. I heard what Kwame had to say, and I was like, yeah, we good. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. And so that was the initial start of the live. And then they were saying, you know I saw my brother Darius on, and then they said Kwame was in the live, and then I said, well, let's go ahead, let's talk. And then so I was like, when Kwame came on, I said, you know what, go get Kyrie. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. So by the time everybody came on, I was like, you know what, since we're all here, let me go get Jazz in London. I said, let's all talk. We were able to have a grown adult conversation, and we didn't do none of this, like, all this, because it was like, at this point, I'm like, listen, if we're not going to be grown about this shit, let's just move the fuck on. You know what I'm saying? I was like, let's just move on, because this is dumb. And listen, because I'm telling y'all right now, I don't care what a motherfucker say. When you're over it, I don't know if y'all really ever been in relationships before. I ain't talking about y'all motherfuckers that's on the screen. But if you've ever really been in a relationship before, And when you are over it, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a relationship or whatever, when you're over it, you're over it. I don't want to watch nobody. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to hear nothing. It's just a wrap for me. And that's how I am. It's a wrap. I never had any hard feelings for this man. I never had any like, bitch, fuck you, because it really has never been that for me. We did shows. I considered him as a brother and all of those things. And it's like, then we get here and it's like, I've done all of this. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck happened? Like, what? And that's why when we did that live together that one time, I was so fucking confused because I was so confused because I was like, where the fuck did all this energy come from? Where did all this energy come from? Like, why are you sitting here doing all this extra stuff when you know it was never that? So I was just like, okay. And I asked the question then. I was like, I was like, what did I do to you? And it was all of this. Oh, you know what you did? Why you gaslighting? Why you doing this? I was like, no, stop all the bullshit. What did I do to you? Tell me, what did I do to you? Because if I did something to you, I want to apologize. And I'm here to apologize to you if I did something to you. And I never got that. All I got was I'm getting cussed out and people thinking I'm a motherfucking punk. And I'm like, bitch, no, I'm not giving you punk vibes now. I'm giving you real shit, real nigga shit right now. I'm coming to you and I'm trying to tell you if I did something to you, I want to apologize. And I never got that. All I got was a bunch of rah, smoke and mirrors and shit. And I'm like, you know what? I'm over it. And that's why I've never said anything. Darius, them, they come on and they'll throw shade every now and then. And I just don't care. I don't give a damn because I'm like, I don't have time to keep sitting up here going around in delusional circles when I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. When I go to the fucking hospital, I'm going to the hospital because there is something wrong. And I'm telling the doctor, hey, my fucking knee hurt. I need you to figure out why the fuck my knee hurt. I'm not going to go to the, doc, I don't know. Fix it. I don't know. Give me a thermometer. I don't know. Stick it up my ass. Check my dick. I don't know. Oh, check my mouth. I don't know. Check my tonsils. Go around in circles. I'm not going to do all that stuff. I'm going to tell you exactly what my symptoms are. And you're the doctor. You're going to tell me, you're going to look at me and try to diagnose me and try to figure out what the hell is wrong with me. I'm not going to go there guessing oochie boochie, wah, and all this. No, I'm going to tell you what's fuck's wrong. And this is why I'm just like, it is what it is. I don't give a damn about being called all these names, all this stuff. Baby, y'all can make up all the scenarios, all that other shit like that. I'm a grown-ass man. Real talk, grown-ass man. And I did what I did this morning because I wanted to do this with these individuals to allow them to say what they had to say, to talk, and so that we can go ahead and move on, because I never had a problem with Kyrie, and I never knew who Kwame was. I just saw things in the chat, and so we got a chance to speak and everything, and we just moved on from there. And when we had the conversation today, it was adulting. Okay, it was very much so adulting, and I appreciate that. And we moved on. Baby, all this stuff talking about somebody's finna do a spinoff, Millie Rock is in the comments. Mondays, was it Tuesdays with Millie? Baby, listen, we have been cracking jokes since I woke up this evening. So yeah, I appreciate Kyrie. I appreciate Kwame. And it's never been no hard feelings or anything at all. And I mean that's 100, and that's on my end. That's really 100.
Okay, nice. You already know I gotta ask this for the hell of asking. I mean, with everything you and Kwame and Kyrie have been through, do you think it's possible, even if it's a far off future, for you and Thais to have a civil exchange?
Hell no.
Who?
Hell no. I'm gonna tell you, Conscious. We tried this shit already, right? Don't you sit on this motherfucking show and
the heat of the night.
don't you act like we didn't just sit on that damn show.
Well, that's why I say in a distant, a far off future.
To be honest with you, Conscious, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really good. This has been a year of just tawdry booty, just nasty, just debauchery, just I don't know what the fuck else to call it. It's just been a lot. And I'm like, okay, I have grown. I'll say that. Let me just change I've grown, and it's been a year of craziness. And I'm like, baby, you go your way as we all have. And I will definitely continue on. All of this, I'm going to fail. I'm going to fall on my face. I'm going to do this. It didn't hurt me because, baby, I kept doing my shows. I mean, my platform, I mean, we've obviously done some over here. I mean, hell, like, I guess I didn't reach some type of numbers over here. I mean, I don't know. I guess 102,000 really don't mean much, but we did a little something. Praise the Lord. I mean,
praise Him and congratulations, as you already know.
Thank you.
Because there was a lot of conversation around the condition and the status of your platform, so you clearly prevailed. In the
we grow and did.
So that's powerful.
I think for me, I think I'm in a space right now where I'm cool with just having peace and moving on, and I think that that's the problem that I'm not seeing.
Well, why would y'all be able to move on with each other? Like, what makes Thais so different? Like, why is this able to happen, but that not able to happen?
Well, I think that there needs to be a willingness to want to move forward, and not necessarily. We don't have to have tea and crumpets, but at the end of the day, but we need to have a mutual respect for one another as human beings, and then go about your life. And I think that that's something that person is not able to do at this moment in time. And I don't know when that person is going to be able to do it. I sincerely think that there's a serious need for therapy. Like I know people may see that as shade, but I have a therapist, and Kyrie and I are very avid about talking about therapy and mental health on our platform. So I'm really serious about that, and that's no shade, no tea. I seriously think that he needs to get some serious therapy, and I think that will help him for whatever he needs to go through to move on from Jives, to move on from whatever issues he has with Kyrie, and to definitely move on whatever issues he has with me. And
are you surprised at the breakdown of y'all's relationship?
I am actually. I'm very surprised, but only because I did not listen to my spirit, and this is really on me. I've never
obeyed the You obeyed the house.
No, I'm being dead ass. There have been times where I've seen how he's interacted with some of the audience members, and when they pushed back on certain things, and the way he responded to them, and I said, oh, it's just going to be a matter of time before he does that with me. And that thought kind of came into my head without really like me catching it. And I said, no, he would never do that with me. We're fine. There's no issues. And then when I started calling him and saying, there were times where I would call him, something would drop in my spirit. I'd be like, hey, you need to let this go, move on. Because at this point, by the time that I started pushing back on stuff, it had been a year and a half. Like a year and a half of me being of us working together, of me being his producer, of me working with him, and of me hearing him telling his audience, and also me in the background, and other people who he considers his inner circle, constantly about Jives. And at some point, for me, if I don't like somebody, I'm not going to watch you. That's just how I am. I just think that that's weird. like if I had,
I'm going to be honest, and I've never said this until today, but in listening to what you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
is it possible that Thais may have deeper feelings for Jives than what any of us may have
I
realized?
don't know why
No
y'all keep
comment.
Finally,
saying that.
somebody
comment.
else said it. Finally, somebody else said it.
No
Because y'all
comment.
said, now they we was talking privately and they said that too. I've had multiple people say
comment.
that, but I'm gonna tell you this right here. I've never given anybody any type of false hope. Okay, I've never given anybody the inkling that I wanted to rub on their mountains. Like, no.
But when you think about like the fact, to Kwame's point, if this is something for him that has just gone on and on and on and on, and it's not like anybody drew blood from each other. It's not like anybody stole each other's man or robbed each other of money. It's not like the offenses can be argued to have risen up to a felony level, more so like misdemeanor transgressions. Like, I mean, like, how have you been able to make it make sense for yourself, Josh? Like, have you ever thought like, well, maybe he's attracted to me in a way that makes this sting him in a deeper way?
Um, I'm trying to really give an answer here and not trying to be messy with shit.
Don't be messy, just be 100. Like, just be, you know, like, just, if it's no, it's no. You know, like, if you never thought it was that for him, I mean.
Okay, so being honest, I never thought that it was that for he and I.
Mm-hmm.
I never gave that with none of my castmates, past, present. I never gave
but
that.
You know, somebody liking you don't necessarily have to have anything to do with you. It's all about them.
Let me explain something. There's a difference between Thais and you.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So you and I, you know what I'm saying, we've known each other for a long time. You know what I'm saying? We tried, you know what I'm saying? You know, we tried.
Oh my God.
I'm
just saying, right, Jives, that somebody liking another person, it ain't necessarily got to be mutual. I mean, like,
okay, so
you be working with somebody who is married, etc., or who is just straight, but it won't stop you from being attracted. It won't stop you from being, you know, if I have whatever feelings you're gonna have.
So yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like,
so I get all of that. But what I'm basically saying is, I never, and I'm being very honest when I say this, I never thought or assumed or had in the back of my head or on my medulla oblongata anywhere that this man had anything remotely for me. I never had that in my spirit at all. It was always, these are my brothers.
The only thing that made me consider it was, to Kwame's point, the length of time this has gone on, and it was him.
I mean, the man,
and it was him throwing digs at your boyfriend, because up until the last panel, up until the last panel, I mean, like, your boyfriend really is irrelevant to this whole thing. So when the boyfriend was inserted, I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting.
That's different.
You called it too.
Yeah, that's different. That's interesting. I just thought it was very interesting.
I feel like, and I'm just being honest when I say this, I feel like when people do things like that, I didn't put it on you. When people do things like that, I'm still not paying attention to all of that, because again, like, you're nowhere in my sight, and I'm not shading no one. I'm just being honest. When he even made that little comment, I was just kind of like, so what the hell does he have to do with anything? And even at that time, I didn't even think about it. But I'm saying like this right here. I made a decision in my life to be with somebody. I don't care who you got in your bed or whatever. I'm like, that has nothing to do with nobody. This is the reason why, for the most part, with anything, I keep my private life private until, happy anniversary or Thanksgiving or, happy we skip down the street day, whatever, something. But for people to sit out here and want to say, oh, your mama look like this, your dad look like this, your man look like this, like you done made it real personal, right? Like, and it's not personal for me. He laughed at it, but I'm sitting up here and I was confused because I was like, what my man got to do with this? Like, what the hell? I'm like, I'm sorry if ain't nobody eating on your cakes or sucking your titties and things like that. But I'm like, I'm not bothered. And so with all the digs that have been thrown my way, I still decided to just let it be. Cause I'm like, girl, I don't have it for you. I don't. All this yelling back and forward, all this hollering. I just was like, okay, are we done? Cause I'm finna go. That's what it was given. So I never once thought until recently, everybody's saying, well, Jives, do you ever think that he might be attracted to you? Hell no. And then the nigga got on here because Kyrie and Kwame told me that he got on his live and said he came to Los Angeles and he didn't see me. I was like, wait, what? I'm like, nigga, how you gonna flip this shit around like this? When
especially after in the last panel, he literally explained that he didn't see you because he had Carisha 19 anxiety. Anxiety, he is comfortable
in the drive-through. I saw that on the video. Girl.
I'm so confused.
I'm confused too, because I was like, how you gonna sit on your show and say, because this, Kyrie just told me this, how you gonna sit on your show and say, oh, I came to California and I didn't see you when I was there calling you? Me and my sister
no, fuck that, especially after he just publicly sat on my platform and explained why he did not see you. Mm-hmm. Did he forget that he has publicly?
I think he has selective amnesia. That's what I think.
God. Jesus. Mm-hmm. Kwame, I think you need to go and reinforce your services again as PR for Thais.
Oh no, honey.
You gotta let contract.
The contract's done. He cut the contract. The contract is over. I'm sorry. It's not. Your services are no longer can be rendered. I'm so sorry.
Well, he said from what he said that we was creating a new Friday night show.
Oh yes. So apparently and the new narrative is that Jives orchestrated this whole situation. He was the mastermind behind this whole situation. That he went ahead and friend requested my mama. That's what he said. The Jives.
I don't even know who this man. I never knew.
He's the one that got into conversations with Michaud, and then and they had these conversations back in to kind of maneuver me and Kyrie into the situation. Let me explain something to you and everybody listening.
It's pretty elaborate.
Because I thought right, that's very elaborate, and that's very that's a lot of energy that Jives is spending. I just think that was very.
No, that's too much energy for me.
That's a lot of energy you got going on. You a real Olivia Pope, in my opinion. Anyway, the bottom line is that at the end of the day, my whole thing is this: everybody who is over in that camp that is sitting there that was talking the stop it, Michelle, with the Tuesdays with Millie. So, everybody that has been in that camp, that when I started working with that man, knows me. And prior to today, I'm sure Consciouztv followers have not heard of Kwame. Jives Nation has not heard of Kwame because Kwame is not in no mess. Kwame doesn't get into it with any type of YouTuber online. But it seems to me that you have gotten into it with Jives. You have shaded Conscious. You have gotten into it with the girl in New York. You've gotten into it with this person and that person, Armand Wiggins. You have gotten into it with this person and that person. You have gotten into it with a bunch of people in the chat who were prior members or prior members to that thing. You have gotten into it with everybody, lottie dottie. Now you have gotten into it with your former executive producer, and now I ain't shit, and nobody has helped you. You have gotten to where you are by yourself. Even Beyonce would never admit that she got to
if you
where
don't
she is by
mind,
herself.
Kwame, for those who are not subscribed to King Jives, and who are asking what happened between y'all, if you want to go into all that, you can kind of give folk the 411 on what the breakdown was between you and Thais if you want.
Oh Lord, help
I'm
us.
gonna share this to my platform.
If you want to tell them the short version of it, I mean, you can. You know?
Yeah,
Right.
People asking.
I'm just waiting for the next 90-day, 4,000 lives that he's gonna do
Oh, that's not
on this or
tomorrow.
whatever. So, okay, so a lot of the issues started when I started getting sick, and I'm going to be very honest. I got real sick and tired of hearing about Jives. No offense to you guys, but when you're constantly hearing, this person is constantly having an issue, and they're constantly bringing it up. I work the boards, okay? Everybody knows how especially you and Conscious know how the StreamYard operates, okay? I am working the boards. I am doing moderation. I am doing all of these things, and I'm getting last minute information from him to put into the slides and to put into the creative deck and the graphics and stuff like that. So I have a lot going on. I don't have time.
Wait a minute, Kwame, hold on.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you were putting the show together. You were putting the slides together. You was doing all the background stuff, the videos, the intros, all of that, right?
Yes.
Okay. That sounds like, oh, wait a minute. That sounds like what I was doing on my platform when I was doing the Friday Night 4 Games.
Oh, no. You weren't doing anything, remember?
Pretty much not being talented, and they were the star of the show, but they was only doing a docket, which everybody else was doing the docket as well. Girl, okay, but he was paying you in a contract to do the same shit I was doing. Oh, okay.
Jives.
Jives.
Let it go.
I did. I'm just saying, you know. Greg.
Bye. So, anywho, so I was doing all of that, and so the issue that I had is that I don't care. Now, mind you, the show that the inaugural show that he started, or that we started on our platform, was on Thursdays. Okay. Thank you, Rumors and Tea. I appreciate that. The inaugural show that was for his platform was on Thursdays originally. And so I was trying to make Thursdays like kind of popping, like that was going to be like where all of the, major shows are going to be, like, especially that particular show After Dark. Right. And so what happened was, after a while, when they because the first 6 months was grand, everything was cool. I heard a little bit about what was going on between him and Jess, but I wasn't like really, it wasn't like that. To me, it wasn't that big. Like, he wasn't really bringing it to what we're doing. Then something happened where, he really like kind of, I think he left the platform. He did this iOS press release or whatever, or Android press release or whatever, and did exactly what he did with me with Jives. And so that's when things started getting weird. The split between Jives Nation and the Thais, that platform, that squad, started happening. After a while, I started getting tired of it. We're talking about a year. Now, we're talking about, we're coming up to the new year. He did a couple of lives. Now, every year, my platform, my company goes on what we call a winter hiatus. So the last 2 weeks of the year, we shut down. We, it's kind of like, holiday break for my team. And so I told him, hey, we're gonna be off, but you can continue doing what you're doing or whatever. You know, we're gonna run reruns or whatever and call it a day or just go dark. And so we decided to just go dark and not do any reruns or anything like that. So that was it. But he was going live, doing his lives or whatever, and that's fine. And so when he was going live, he was doing these things, talking about, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna apologize. I'm gonna call it a day. And in this new year, we're gonna start fresh, squad. We're gonna start fresh. So he did. Literally, New Year's comes. A week later, Jives is back in the conversation. Something happened. These girls won't let me live. These girls, and after a while, we're talking about 1.5 years of this. And you know what did it for me was when that other person that from New York got into it with him, because he does have and you said it, Conscious, before. He has this kind of old church mother, nasty church mother type vibe sometimes, and he wasn't like that in the beginning. And I think because he grew or whatever, he started acting like that. And so he hated this girl, and regardless of what people say or how people are on their platforms and their what they're on brand with or whatever, however they rock, you did shade this person, regardless of whether you want to accept it or not. So that caused a whole bunch of issues. And so I'm like, and what bothered me is that we had a Friday show because he asked to move the show from Thursday to Friday. And
I wanted to make a point about that, Kwame, super quick, because I think in our last exchange when there was me, him, and St. James, is when I had noted that point to Thais, which has to do once again with that passive aggressiveness and that inability to just say what the hell you mean and mean what the hell you say, whatever it is, because he had initially told Killa, who was the girl from New York, that he didn't have an issue with her and that she practically really just kind of made some assumptions and that his eye rolling and body language didn't have anything to do with her at all, that she kind of just assumed all of that. And then when she started commits to the dragging and the drama didn't fade away like he thought it was going to, and then he finally reacted, then he said the truth. He was like, yeah, I don't like you, da, 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 and the way you move, that's why a lot of people don't fuck with you, boom, 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 boom. And so when he and I had spoke in that three-way, I was just like, Ty, you have an issue, with being disingenuous. And I called out a few other situations. I called out the Larry Reid situation when the whole shit was going down with Tasha and Levante, and how he would go live per episode, per docu-series she was having over there, and he would hoop and holler about how this is just so horrible, and he don't know if Larry gonna survive this, but yet he subscribed to my channel, the same channel that he gives credit for helping him to reach his 1K, and this same channel, whose comment section he has routined and frequented, had trillions of receipts posted up over here to support Larry's innocence. And Larry had also did a 4-hour-long Patreon with everybody who ever met Levante during his stint of being in Larry's ministry, and there was just no acknowledgement of any of that. All like this reaction to everything Levante saying, everything Tasha saying, and then it was the whole like I said, like the Killa thing, and just not being able to say what you really feel because she called it for what it was, and she was made to feel crazy, like he says King Jives does with him, but yet he did that same thing with Killa. And then even with me about the whole anxiety thing, like he used anxiety, which is why I brought St. James up on the platform, because bitch, I know I'm not fucking crazy. I ain't never been in no motherfucking padded wall and been strapped to a gurney, been strapped to a helicopter, been strapped to a chimney, a roof, a ceiling fan, not a motherfucking thing. And I listen very well when I'm listening, and so that's why I had St. James up first, because St. James was the whole reason why Thais even went into that whole conversation with his subscriber, because St. James and the subscriber got into it. So for he and I to finally have a conversation about that, and then for me to apologize to him because he was clearly pressed like a space bar over it, and then to go on and to like say these innuendos, like, girl, if you wasn't over it, then you should first of all, if you wasn't over it and you wasn't ready to be over it, then you shouldn't even have postured yourself to make me aware that you were in your feelings about it until you were ready to be out of your feelings about it, where my apology could have assisted you in your transition. So I don't even know what the fuck the purpose was of you even bringing up me diagnosing you with performance anxiety just for you.
What is performance anxiety?
Just for us to have that conversation, just for me to take your feelings about it into consideration and give you a sincere apology, and then you still go on to yabba dabba do. So there is a pathology like that is there, just period. But go back to what you were saying.
No, and you really kind of hit it on the head, Conscious. At the end of the day, you know, I can sit here and explain the whole situation, and you know, there is my issue with what at the end of the day for me, when I started feeling some type of way about it, was you constantly are bringing up this person, and I just want to move on. And me as a member of that squad, and me as a producer, and me as somebody who I thought we were cool, because I looking back, I would not say that we were friends, because there's a lot of clients that I had that I'm very, very close with, that we do stuff outside of work stuff, where I'm just like, hey, you know, let's go, you know, to brunch or lunch or whatever, or let's, you know, talk outside of this or whatever. I never really did that with him. There were times where things were dropping to my spirit, and I felt like I need to give him a call and encourage him, or tell him, hey, don't worry about what's going on over there in that camp. We need to focus on what's going on here, focus there. And he can tell you that if he's gonna lie and say I didn't, then that's on him. That ain't my problem. But the bottom line is, at the end of the dang on day, is he did not let this go. And so we are here now, a year and a half, almost 2 years later, still talking about the same thing, but now it's same script, different cast. And my issue is that now you got into it, like I said, with Jives, you got into it with Darius, you got into it with the Jives Nation platform, you've gotten into it, you started shading Conscious, you started having an issue with Killa, you started having an issue, especially when you were on Killa's platform talking about what was going on with Jives. And then all of a sudden you go and now have an issue because she pushed back on you. So it's kind of like there's a pathology to and a method to your madness, where you don't like it when somebody says something that's against you, you push back. Anybody that had and then to tell your squad, to tell your people that, hey, you're not considered a squad member if you go and watch somebody else when I'm live. That's weird. Like, I'm sorry, that's weird.
Kwame, can I want to address a question in the comments. But so Tanya Green, yes, Jives himself and his crew tried it on their own. Then another time, Conscious has tried it, and it just nothing ever works. Thais himself said last week, I just can't let this go. He got on he did a whole live about Jives last week for some odd reason, and he said, wow, I can't let this go. So if you're not ready to let something go, then it's never going to work.
And what's funny is
why is the question? Why? If
I can't answer that, Conscious.
Yeah, if we're going to take sexual and romantic attraction off the table, then that's not why.
Well, I don't know why. He never said.
Well, hold on.
We can't answer that.
I said if we're going to take sexual and romantic attraction off the table as an explanation for why Thais can't let it go, then we can't consider that. I guess everybody's point about this being deeper than Jives himself, this might speak to some deeper, more unresolved trauma and issues that may be present than the situation itself. Like honestly,
honestly, Concha, I'm not. I don't. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. But I look at patterns. I love puzzles, and that's just how I've always. When I was growing up, I was really into puzzles. I love solving them. But my point is that, and what I'm about to say is, this is not a diagnosis. Because I know she's gonna be like, "Oh, this is a diagnosis. Everybody kind of diagnose me." No, girl, not doing that. I'm just letting you know my observation and my experience with you. What I have noticed is that there seems to be a situation where, if you guys remember when I think Jives was on. There was somebody on, I think, the Wiley show, and I think Jives was on it in the comments or whatever. They still weren't cool or whatever, but they all were going after this one person that was talking crap about some other guest that was on there. And he had said, he who shall not be named, had said that he was like, it was nice having such and such, or being in there, and having a comment. And it looked like that was going to be a segue and a space for Jives and that person to kind of collaborate, or not collaborate, but have a kind of reconciliation. Because even Jives said on his platform, it was nice to see that person in there. It was nice, it felt like, old times. You know what I'm saying? And it was cool. It was like there was a little bit of peace and a light of hope that things could be moved on. Right? You remember that, right? And so, but then a couple of days later, I don't know if somebody had inboxed Jives or inboxed the other one, but something happened to where he went back to the whole thing again. And I'm just like, you were right there. We had hope. We had a smeagol of light. And it just really irritated me, because it was just like, we're now back at square one, and it's just like you're taking all of us, meaning the squad, with you, including. And then I had to really look at some things. Is this affecting my brand and what's going on with me? There were times where I was trying to add stuff into his platform, in terms of like trying to add different things, like, for example, guests and stuff like that. There were certain people that I was trying to get on there that I thought would be really, really dope for his brand and his content. They didn't want to mess with him. Because it's like, oh, that's that girl that gets into it with everybody. I'm like, that's not okay. And if I'm associating myself with you on that, like, it's not looking good. It's like you are always in some shit. And it can't be at some point, Conscious. It can't. At some point, I had to really stop and really do some analyzation, because I felt like at that point in time, when you provided an opportunity for Jives and him to have a conversation, when Kyrie was up there, I was like, oh, this is gonna be okay, because Kyrie's gonna balance him out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kyrie's gonna be able to kind of, have a moment that we're able to talk and be able to be real, and we'll have some segue. And then when we saw Kyrie and Jives have a like, okay, we're good. Kyrie apologized for what he said. Jives said that he was cool, everything was good, and then they both went. I was like, okay, cool. Next, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is gonna be an opportunity. Well, it was an opportunity. Okay, fine, girl. That's fine. No problem. I did not fault Thais for feeling.
So at the time, like, I know you said on Jives that on a professional note, you would not have advised him to go on because you knew the block was too hot at the time. But after looking at the show at the time, like, what did you think about the interaction?
I thought it was very detrimental to. Well, from a professional standpoint or a personal standpoint?
From a personal standpoint.
From a personal standpoint, I really, looking back at it, because at the time I was, again, rah, team squad, right? But now looking back at it, I was like, oh, he's doing exactly what he did to Jives to me, to Kyrie, to other people. Like, now this is how you are. And also, at the end of the day, let's just say that what that person said about Jives, in terms of his lack of authenticity on that day. Let's just say Jives was gaslighting him, right? Because he likes to throw that word around. He likes to diagnose other people, but nobody can diagnose him. But he likes to throw that around. Okay, fine. Jives was gaslighting you, girl. Me personally, if that was the case, We should have just left it alone at that point in time, because guess what? You now know that that person is a gaslighter. You now know that that person doesn't fuck with you. Let's move on and you go about your business. Since he has a failing platform, since nobody goes over there and watches him, and everybody's coming over there and watching you, why does it matter what what he does? That's when I got fed up, because I'm like, you still are talking about this person, and you're saying that this person is not important. This person is not a big deal. This person is irrelevant. He can never be you. You're that girl. You're the girl in the streets or whatever. Okay, cool. Then why are you going over there specifically? And you know that you do. I know she's watching. You know that you do. Go over there and watch him. That makes no sense. That's like me going and watching a KKK rally. That's bonkers.
It's like self-mutilating.
It is. It's like you. It's like if I don't. It's like listening to nails on a chalkboard. For me personally, if I don't like somebody, I'm not going to watch you because it's going to aggravate me.
But I need content for my show, and since people like mess, this is how I get it.
And honestly, that's.
But what you're describing, Kwame, is somebody who actually was in competition with Jives and maybe competition with everyone else, but does not want to admit that. But
but what competition are you trying to be in, girl? Since you're all that in a bag of chips, can't find no onion dip, why does it matter what other people are doing?
But that's what makes me say that, because a lot of what you are fine. A lot of what you'll find, like with people who have like showboating rhetoric, is that those sometimes can be the most insecure. Like somebody who got to constantly say, I'm pretty, 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 or someone that constantly has to rev themselves up constantly, typically is somebody that is struggling with their sense of self and value in all actuality. And that is a way of kind of compensating or overcompensating.
Without trying to diagnose anybody, I have always
shit. That's the whole purpose.
Can I add something really quick?
To figure out something anecdotal.
Right, but she's gonna sit there and say, "Oh, they trying to diagnose me, girl."
But everybody gonna do what everybody gonna do anyway, so it's no point. Because even if we would have done nothing, that would be a issue as well. At the end of the day, live streams are going up, conversations are going up, and we have a year's worth of behavior that definitely has to be subjected to some type of interpretation or diagnosis, and that's not anybody's fault, because Thais is the one producing the content.
So, Conscious, let me ask you. So, when I was doing the show, we were doing the Kings and the Court. Because I don't pay attention to a lot of things, from what I gathered now, he really considered the Four Kings a safe haven for him. And so
that's what I said.
You know, it was, you know, we always had fun. And I added individuals because it was just 4 same gender loving men on a show. I added people because I wanted a variety of people, regardless of whether anybody thought they were talented or not. I thought that they were something. I thought they brought something to the table. I brought a transgender woman on there. I brought people that were involved in different things on there, and it gave a variety to the show. In no way, shape, form, or fashion was I ever trying to push him out or off. That was never the conclusion of the matter. And I've said this time and time again. So when I hear all this stuff now, it is draining to me, because I'm like, these narratives that are being created are so far from the truth. And we are constantly hearing, oh, this and oh, that and oh, this and Jives this and oh, now I'm Kelly Price and you guys are the weather girls and shit. And I'm just like, you know what? Like, come on, y'all. Like, what is this really about? And I'm like, okay, listen.
It's giving very MAGA. It's giving very Donald Trump. It's giving I'm gonna give me. It's just really lame at this point. And to be quite honest with you, Conscious, to be quite honest with you, Jives, and like Kyrie, like I don't do this. This is really lame. You know, I really don't understand how like you can go on and have.
I forgot Millie on Tuesdays. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Michelle is called Millie on Tuesday. Tuesdays with Millie. That's her right there. But my issue is that at the end of the day, at some point in time, you can't have a track record of having issues with everybody and it not be you.
Well, listen, in the words of Selena Johnson, you are the common denominator.
And you know what? And this may sound weird, even after all of this. This is gonna sound weird even after all this. I really don't, and I made a conscious decision today. I really don't have anything for Thais. I don't have any issues with him. I decided today to anything that may have been bothering me or whatever to just really release it and move on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't hold anything in my heart, even when I talked to him at that last situation. I just really wanted to find out what the problem was. And when I could not find out what the problem was, I said, fuck it. Because if you're not going to be honest and you want to sit up out here and play fucking big damsel in fucking distress, bitch, then we're not going to do anything here. Because I'm here trying to find and bring some goddamn closure, and you don't want no closure. So I'm just like, okay, so since we're not going to be honest and we're not going to make this thing like what it is and we can be cool, baby, I'm good. And whoever else he wants to put on his show, his team, to try to talk about how bad Jives is, baby, you got it. You got it. You hear me? You got it. Hear me? Because I know your ass is watching right now. You got it. You really got it. Do what you got to do. If you really have, if what they're saying is true and you really have an attraction for me, baby, I'm sorry. And I don't mean baby like that, but Ty, I am so sorry that I did not acknowledge that. I'm so sorry that I did not indulge in that. But I considered you my brother. I really did. And I pushed people towards you because I really believed in you and all of those things. I sound like what's that girl? Banks.
Azealia Banks?
No, what's the model girl? Tyra Banks. I really believed in you.
We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you.
Honestly, I was rooting for Thais. I really was. And I was pushing everything for him. Thais was on everything with me because Thais, I was like, this is a great dude. And he really got it. And everybody knew anytime I was doing something, Thais, come on, Thais, come on, Thais, come on, Thais. And he grew his channel because I brought him on so many things that I was doing. And I didn't do that because I was jealous of him. I did that because I wanted people to go and follow him. And I really believed in him that he could do it. But then it's like he started getting sideways and doing weird shit. And I was just like, what the hell? So when all the stuff went left, I'm confused. When I got the word that I was jealous, I was confused. Because why would I sit out here and do all of this for you and I'm jealous? Why would I sit out here and bring you on my lives when I'm sitting up here? I already got 1,000 people on the show already. I already got 2,000 people on the show already. And I'm saying, hey, Ty, how you doing? Come on, let's go ahead and finish up this conversation. Come on. Y'all go follow Thais. Go over there and follow the official Ty. I'm sitting up here doing all of this, but I'm jealous. So I was confused when he said that somebody brought something to him saying that I was mad about cash apps. Baby, I don't need your cash app. I don't need, listen, let me stop. I appreciate Let me just say that because I don't want nobody to feel offended because people do support the platform. I appreciate all the cash apps. I appreciate all the support from the people that do follow the show and support the show. I appreciate all those things. I don't want people to ever feel like I don't. I do. I really appreciate all those things. But baby, I don't do this because of a cash app. I don't go stay in hotels because somebody just cashed at me. I don't do none of those things. So let's be very clear. And so when I got all of this stuff back and people were saying that, oh, he feels this way, he feels that way, I was utterly confused because I'm just like, sir, how am I confused when I'm putting you on? When I'm sitting up out here trying to boost you and push people your way. And then to sit up out here and say months ago, oh, you're going to fail, bitch. I just hit 102,000 people. Bitch, I didn't fall on my face, bitch. I went up. Bitch, that's because I kept doing shit. I kept working my ass off. And yes, I have been out here long ass motherfucking time. But I worked my ass off to be where the fuck I am today. And I didn't ask nobody to do anything for me. And I didn't have nobody to put me on their shows. Bitch, you got a blessing. Motherfucker. Bitch, you got somebody that had a following to put you on and say, look, y'all, go follow my friend. Go follow my friend. Go follow my brother. I did that shit. I did that with everybody that was on the show. And if I was a jealous-hearted bitch, I would have told y'all, take all y'all fucking cash apps down. I wouldn't have said follow Kyrie. I wouldn't have said go follow anybody, Darius, Jazz. I would have never said that shit. We would have had a show, and I would have got all the goddamn cash apps, and I would have went the fuck on about my business. But I always told these niggas, every time y'all come on, whatever y'all get, that's y'all's. I'm not asking y'all for nothing. Kyrie, did I ever ask y'all for anything?
You didn't, but do we have to be niggas?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I never asked them. I never asked these gentlemen and ladies for nothing. I never asked them for nothing. I never asked them to pay me anything. I never asked them when I do intros and I had to pay hundreds of dollars for intros. I never asked them for nothing. I did this because, again, this was a show where I believed in all of them in whatever capacity that their show was. I believed in all of them. And when we were on the show, we all had fun. And people from Jive Nation, whoever nation was following, was going over there to support Kyrie, Thais, Jazz, Darius when he was doing the spiel, Ashley, Marquise when he was doing his Marquise Mondays. Y'all make sure y'all go there and follow Tuesdays with Millie with Michelle. But
if I could say this, if I could jump in, Jives, because I understand, I can hear your hurt,
irritation, not hurt, is irritation.
Irritation. But it's also comes from her. I told Jazz earlier today, like a lot of what we do in terms of anger and all that stuff comes from a space of hurt, or feeling slighted in some way, type of way, shape, or form. And so for me, one of the issues that I had is that, and Kyrie was there when that man told me and Kyrie to our face that his show he was the flagship show of Pyro Media. That took me out. And then to sit there and say after that we were nothing, that we weren't going to grow. Honey, we're the reason why you look so damn good. So I don't understand the shade that came from there, because at the end of the day, you were getting, and then to sit there and say, that I took advantage and I upcharged him. I went back and looked, because I told you, you guys on your platform, I don't handle onboarding and terminations, and one of the things that I don't handle anymore that I used to in the first year or so of starting my company is I don't handle finances. Because in the beginning, when I was doing that, I wasn't making money, because it was like, well, the people who I knew who were trying to get services from me, they were like, oh, well, we should you're my homie or whatever. They were trying to get homie discounts, and I would feel bad, or if they couldn't pay 1 month or whatever, I would feel bad. So I said, let me get somebody else that they could be the bad cop, and then I can just say, well, you need to go over there and talk to finance. Don't talk to me. You know what I'm saying? So for me, when I went back and looked, and I saw, especially at the beginning when we approached him, because we approached him, because we had a mutual friend that said, hey, you should check out, this person and, see, if they will be a good fit. And I approached him. He was very interested in it. Lo and behold, I did not know Jives at this time. I was not in the church sector, so I did not know anything about Jives or, anything like that. So I said, yeah, okay, yeah, let's talk about it. We had a meeting. Everything was good. He was, then when he saw the price points at that time, he said that he wasn't able to afford that. And so, of course, because I thought, why not? Let's help people out. Because I feel like if we glow, if somebody glows up, we all glow up, right? And so I always look at stuff like that. It doesn't matter who's going to do it. We all can glow up. We all can benefit from glowing up together because we got, right? And so for me, I went ahead and changed the price point or whatever. That never changed. And mind you, the price point for what we were doing was for one show. Everybody else had one show or maybe two shows a week. I did all of his weekly shows, his report shows, the Thais report shows. I created the After Dark show. Then he had these boutique shows that he was doing. I had to hire extra staff because I couldn't do a lot of the shows because I had other stuff that I had going on. And so it was like you had all these boutique shows. I had to create graphics for those. I had to go ahead and create post-production intros and outros for each of these shows or whatever. That went well beyond anybody on that team or any of my clients. That went well beyond what they would pay for my services a month, especially if they're on Pyro Media Network. So it's like, for me, it's like you got way more, and you're telling your people that I took advantage of you. You're telling your people that I didn't do anything for you. You're telling your people that you helped me. You actually took a lot of money out of my pocket because I had to go ahead and do stuff on my own. Because I could not pay my staff to do work for all 5,000 of your damn shows. And you still went live, even though we were going live 3-4 times a week. So it's like, girl, you didn't appreciate what Jives did for you. You didn't appreciate what Conscious did for you. You didn't appreciate what I and my team did for you. You didn't appreciate what Kyrie did for you. You just did everything on your own. And it's just, you had you went from going all up you were still close on the screen. But you weren't that close when you were on Pyro time, because I would always tell you, push your camera back. I would always tell you, turn your camera this way. Make sure you have this type of thing. Get this lighting. Do this or whatever. Get that. And you didn't get anything from me. I didn't do anything for you. You did everything by yourself. Wow.
That's pretty deep stuff. It looked like he might have to do it on his own now. Wow.
That's fine. You can go on Canva and make those things. That's not hard. You can go on Canva and make. I've told him how to do that, but you're never gonna get the high production that my team makes. You can see a difference in what we did for him and what he's producing now, which is not a problem, because it's still better than what he was doing before he came to us. But you definitely had a different look on your stuff. You can see the difference.
So let me ask you this question: like, after he had terminated his contract with you, and then you got wind of the statements or the live that he did in response to separating himself professionally, did you try to reach out to him at that point? Like, did you make any attempt to address him directly about anything said that you felt was inappropriate or untrue or shady or slanderous or etc.?
No, because at the end of the day, I don't reach out to former clients. If they want to renew their contract, they renew their contract. If they break their contract, they do. That's it. It's really, And my issue was the fact that it wasn't the fact that he broke his contract, because he called me and said, he texted me on Facebook and said, hey, I'm going to be breaking my contract, or terminating my contract. I just want to let you know, effective, whenever he was going to do it. I was like, oh, okay, no problem. And then he called me, because I was actually in the middle of getting ready to go into a meeting. So he called me and he said, hey, I just want to let you know that I'm getting ready to, to terminate my contract. And I said to him, okay, well, just make sure, I don't handle terminations, so just make sure you talk to the admin department. They'll take care of all of that for you. Just reach out to my assistant or whatever. And he knows who it is. There's a whole process or whatever. He just got so devious at certain points that he didn't want to answer any emails from my staff. But it's fine. It's whatever. The staff that he thinks is imaginary, even though I just did a couple of TikToks with them on there. But it is what it is. It's whatever. So he goes and he terminates the contract because I'm getting messages from my assistant saying, hey, here's the termination letter. I sign it or digitally sign it, send it back to her, and I went into my meeting. I get probably I think it was like 20 minutes after the meeting, because honestly, just because you terminate a contract with me doesn't mean that you're my enemy. It just means that we don't work professionally anymore. And so for me, after everything, what did he say? Divesh? Yeah. Just because you terminate your contract doesn't mean that, we need to be enemies. Because there's been plenty of people who have terminated their contract with me, and we're still very cool, very close. And I talk to them on a daily basis. I go support their stuff. They come support what we're doing over on Power Hour. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's not a big deal. And so I was a part of his Patreon. I was supporting him. I got a couple of his shirts. There was I was still supporting him. I was going to continue to watch his lives. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I was going to continue to watch his live and send him Cash App, do what I can or whatever. It was not going to be a big deal to me. After I got on my meeting, about 20 minutes later, I get a message or an email from Patreon saying that I've been removed from his Patreon, and my immediate reaction, my immediate thought was, oh, there's something going on with Patreon or whatever. So I was because at the beginning of the month, he did a live saying that there were some issues going on with his Patreon. And so I just immediately thought, oh, it's just a glitch or whatever. I'll fix it later. I'll contact them. And so as I'm getting ready and prepping for my next meeting, I go and message him, or I attempted to message him on Facebook, and I'm blocked. I said, I know you fucking lying. So I was like, my immediate reaction, I was like, is something going on with my phone? What is going on here? So I go on Instagram. I'm blocked there too. I said, the girl is delusional. Right. I knew at that point, oh, he has a problem. And then I get a text message from one of his inner circle members, and they send me a screenshot of his iOS press release. And my immediate reaction when I saw that was the Alanis Morissette song, Isn't It Ironic? Don't you think? That was the first thing that popped in my head, because I was like, oh, you did this with Jives. I'm next. And lo and behold, that followed, because that happened on what? Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah, it happened on Wednesday. That Friday, when Kyrie and I did our show, our morning show, right after that, I get a message from one of his girls, one of his Tide Squad members, and they tell me, oh, he's going off. Now, mind you, I hadn't said anything to him. I hadn't posted anything on social media. I actually wasn't even on social media. I wasn't even on TikTok. I didn't do or say anything for the next couple of days. And he's talking about he's angry. And I was like, what triggered him? Then come to find out that what triggered him is because my team sent him a penalty, a contract penalty. When you break a contract with us, you have a penalty. Like, that's it. You broke a contract with us. It is what it is. Basically, he wanted me to go in there, and mind you, he didn't give me the opportunity, because had he just called me, it would have been really easy for me to waive that. Had he just talked to me about it, but he didn't. He blocked me immediately. I didn't know anything about that. He had an issue with this. All I know is that my finance manager came to me and said, "Hey, the account's closed. All is good. Everything's settled." I said, "Okay, cool. We're very simple. I have run a tight ship." But had
So
he told
you're
me that
saying that he got upset because you basically reprimanded him professionally, and then he retaliated by terminating his contract and then dragging.
Well, I didn't reprimand him professionally.
But that's what a contract penalty is, right? It's a professional.
Well, I guess if you say it that way, but it's like it's kind of basically what he wanted me to do. It's like it's kind of like you having T-Mobile, and then you bring all these people over from AT&T to T-Mobile, and then you want to cancel your contract. He was expecting me to tell T-Mobile to don't give me a cancellation fee because I brought people over to your stuff. How in the hell does that make sense? That's not how business works, honey. And it's not it's not like the penalty. It's not like he didn't know. If he didn't read the contract, that's on him. But I'm very clear about stuff like that. I brought it up. I talked to him about it. It's very clear. There's stuff in red. We have everything is color coded. Everything. So he saw the contract. So it's not like he didn't know that there was going to be a penalty there.
Okay, hold on. Just so I'm clear. So are you saying that he terminated his contract before he was supposed to, and that's why he was penalized?
Yes. Absolutely.
And then he was expecting not to be penalized because he had
correct because he renewed at the beginning of the year.
Okay, and because he felt he had promoted the company, he felt he should have had some immunity.
Correct, but the thing is, he didn't promote us. Like it wasn't like he told people, hey, go over there and watch Kyrie and Kwame or whatever, and that's fine. But he didn't bring people to the company. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't bring clients to the company.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like now there was other clients that have like the referral stuff, whatever. They got discounts. They got like different incentives if you bring somebody to the company. Like you get those type of different things. Like you get like a month off if somebody brings in a new contract or whatever. Like those type of things are incentives for our clients. But of course, he doesn't read any emails that we give him, so he ignores my staff. So he probably didn't see any of that stuff, even though I have told him about it. Like I'm very thorough. I'm a Capricorn, so I'm very meticulous about certain things. I'm very detailed about a lot of things. I don't just come. Yes, he did read the contract, Nini. Absolutely, he did. And if he didn't, that's on him. Even though I have highlighted certain things in conversations that I've had with him. You know what I'm saying? You haven't missed. Oh, there you guys talking to each other. So my whole purpose in saying all of this is that don't come to me acting like, or tell your squad acting like things just kind of that I just kind of took advantage of you for a year and a half. And for those who are over there who are watching this right now, y'all know me. Y'all know that I've been writing for that person for an entire year and a half. And then all of a sudden, he sits there and tells you one thing, and then you get mad at Kyrie because what was it last week? They got mad at you because they said that, oh, you believed Kwame?
I took your word at face value.
Right, but that's exactly what y'all did with him. And I have receipts. So what did I actually take advantage of, especially if I have already given you less of the price point, way below the price point in your services, and I gave you more than what your contract was obligated in. I gave you more. I did more. Post-production is not easy. I'm not talking about stuff that, and this is no shade to anybody, but I'm not talking about stuff that you make on Canva. I use Premiere Pro. My staff, I have an animator. I went to school. I have a bachelor's degree in video production. So it's not like you guys can go see what we've done.
Wait a minute. 11:15. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Conscious.
Kwame, I just put it up for you.
Oh, why did it take you and Kwame? Well, Kwame didn't have anything to apologize for.
I didn't have nothing to do with the
right.
time situation.
I did. But you said, why did it take me a year and a half? Well, because I'm a person that just in our honesty, I don't do apologies because I think when a person does something, they mean what they say. So I don't even accept apologies a lot of times. Sometimes I do. Now, when I give an apology, it's sincere. So today, I hadn't planned on apologizing to anything. I didn't know Jazz was coming onto the show. When she came onto the show, I saw how hurt she was, and that did get to me. So I sincerely apologized to her. But that's why it took me a year and a half. Yeah, I don't just come off the bat and just say, hey, I'm sorry for what I said. Because I know sometimes saying I'm sorry doesn't change the feelings of what someone says. Because no matter what anybody says, the biggest lie is words that never hurt me. That's a lie. So, and I know how my mouth is. I know how I get down when I get mad. So, yeah, that's what took so long.
And also to add to that, I really wasn't looking for Kyrie to come to say anything to me. That's why I named the show today No Apologies Needed, because Kyrie and I already talk, and we have talked behind the scenes. And so he wanted to have a conversation with Darius and I together. And I just, I'm just like, we good. Like, I mean, it's been a whole year. And I'm like, we're over here. I mean, the crew, we good. And we're just confused. And even today, everybody kept saying, we never had a problem with Kyrie. And it was always like, why does this nigga keep talking? Like, if you say you moved on, move the fuck on. And it's like, we over here doing our own thing and, doing our own shows. And it's like people keep sending us, oh, I'm over it. These motherfuckers over there. And I'm like, and we're all like, did you say something? No, nigga, did you say something? No, wait a minute. Did you say something? Like, and we're like, what the heck is going on? Like, what is the problem? And so it's just that. And it's just like, oh, can we just like leave it alone? And like people talk about, y'all keep talking about this. Let me tell y'all something. Out of everybody, I ain't said shit. I'm gonna be honest, I ain't said nothing. One, because I don't care. And I'm like, if anybody knows, Conscious and I know how this game work. All people want you to do is mention their name one time. Say how you feel about them. Show some vulnerability. Baby, it's going to be a whole saga. Yep. Mini-series. Motherfucking movie.
Yep.
Crystal, Crystal, that's what I hope.
Yeah, Kyrie, I'm sorry.
I was telling Crystal, Crystal, that would be nice. But like today when I was on Jives show, I said, this about to be a mini series. We're going to go live. He went live 4 times today about us. 4.
Yep, I was just about to say that.
So I know tomorrow is going to be the beginning. This is going to be longer than Roots.
Because he can't help himself. And what frustrates me is that new followers that see his stuff, they're just looking because I know Jives doesn't take stuff down. I know I don't take stuff down.
Absolutely not.
I only took the stuff, the one video down from last week because I had a conversation with my team, and my team was like, you know what? If we're gonna start fresh, we're gonna start fresh and move on. And that Friday, Kyrie and I didn't mention nothing about him. We carried on about what we were doing, and then I was intent on not saying anything. I was intent on making sure that I didn't say anything about that man, or his platform. And so for me, it's like it didn't matter if I didn't say anything. It didn't matter if I did. There was going to be something that he was going to take. See, or if we didn't say anything, he was going to be like, well, some girls just don't have it. I don't want to say they're not like mother. You know what I'm saying? Mother got it. We got the juice. And you some of these girls just need to leave. Some of these girls just need to leave Facebook or excuse me, YouTube. That's what they need to do.
But now that's not the one that gets. The one that gets me is when we legit don't say anything, and then it turns into, I know you were insinuating about me. Just like when we went on that live, he said, so him and Pam was quizzing us like we was on the witness stand. So you all have never gave any type of shade to insinuate anything about him. I'm like, but he comes out and says shade about us, mentions our name,
and has like entire dissertations. I downloaded a couple of those videos, but he took them down. And it's like when new people go to his stuff and he goes, you know, these girls won't leave me alone, you guys. They just won't let me live. If it's not the gaslighters, it's the girls over at the halfway house.
It's the halfway house.
No, we're not that. We
It's
know
like-
Kelly and y'all the weather girls.
Oh, no,
It's like,
oh, yeah,
come
it changed today.
on.
Not the halfway house.
Today it changed.
Yes, because he said that's where all the rejects go. That's where all the rejects from the squad go. That's where all the rejects from yeah.
Everybody follow us on rejects.
My.
Yep. And here's my thing, Conscious. Kyrie and I show doesn't have the level of followers or the level of people or views that you and Jives have. So for me, if it's like, why are you if we're so insignificant, if we're not that great, if we're boring, if we're all of that, then why are you going to watch us?
So let me stop you real quick, Kwame. Let me say this real quick. Thais has been spoiled. Thais came on a platform. I offered Thais a platform and said, come on, I have a large following. I would love to do collaboration with you. Thais is spoiled. So now, because he didn't been around all of this and, you know, involved in all, because didn't nobody know who he was. Can we just do that for real? And so nobody knew who he was. He done got some following. Now he don't know how to act. Because I remember when he was on Facebook only, and he had 10, maybe 15, 20 people on his platform. And so when he was with me, baby, everybody started following because they started liking Thais because Mother was funny. Mother, y'all go over there and follow Mother's after party show, after the show party. And so he's been spoiled. And so now he has this attitude like, I'm the shit. But see, baby, you came on platforms that were built. And people worked very hard to get where they were. And people offered you a spot so that you could grow and build. Nobody was ever jealous of you. Nobody ever hated on you. We actually liked you as a person. But this stuff right here is ridiculous. And for this to go on an entire year is absolutely grotesque and ridiculous. And it doesn't make any kind of sense, because what he did today was he made 4 lives, y'all. He made 4 lives. I'm not going to talk about this anymore. I'm not going to talk about this. No, you keep talking about this because you want to play the victim. You want to be the victim. There's no victims in here. Just accept your part and move the fuck on. But you have no content.
And like Michelle said earlier, Jives, ain't nobody on that panel that we were talking, who was talking, ain't nobody on there was missing of shade. We all said some things. We all have thrown some shade either at each other or across the board or across the pond or whatever. But it was at this point, at that time, that we said, you know what? Some things just went a little too far. Some things hurt people's feelings. Some things, you know, just didn't feel right. We need to move forward and get clarity on the situation and move forward. Why can't y'all do that? And I didn't know a lot of you guys personally. So if a total stranger can go ahead and have a conversation with you guys, if Kyrie and Jazz, who have been beefing for a while, can have a come to Jesus moment today, why couldn't you sit there and take that opportunity to? And like I said earlier, had I known that he was going to go on, and that was another thing that I heard what you were saying earlier today, Conscious, that you said that he reached out to you. That's not what he told me.
What?
That's not what he said on the line.
He didn't tell me that.
What? I'm lying, y'all.
I said, had I known that you were going to go on, because I talked to him afterwards, or the next day rather. I had talked to him. I said, hey, had I known that you were going to go on there, I would have advised you not to go on, because you are not. I know you. I talk to you on a daily basis. I see your mannerisms. I watch your lives. I understand what you're doing. I'm your EP. I'm your producer. I have your best interest in mind. So I know that you were not in an emotional space to have a conversation with Jives. That's period, point blank, done. You were not in a space to have a conversation with Jives at that moment of time. And that, for your brand, and what I did not know who you were, Concha. I did not know the situation. And I told him I did not feel that you were in a space that was going to be good for your brand at that moment in time. Period. You were not in a space to talk to anybody. You were not in a healing mode. You wanted to get stuff off your chest. And you did. So it is what it is. But I did not know that he went and talked to you.
What?
I did not know that.
And Kyrie said that that's also not what was said.
No.
Say again?
Said no. That's not what was said.
Yeah.
No, it's good. Because you're saying he reached out to you. He said you reached out to him to come
That's
on
what he
to
said.
express his side, to get his side. So since everybody else is Killer and Jives have talked, now it's Ty's turn.
So if you look at
The live is still up.
yeah, like so. Wait a minute. Oh God, this is I don't know what the baseless lying is about. That's like really weird. Hold on. When was May? Is May 2 months ago?
Yeah, now
yeah, about a month ago, I think.
2 months.
No, 2 months for sure. Okay, so
a month ago, and I got into it with him. Yeah, it was about 2 months ago.
Okay, so wait a minute. This is just so funny to me. So as you guys can see here, this is hold on, let me make sure all my tabs are correct. Okay. So this is okay, so you guys can see the video is from 2 months ago. 2 months ago, right? All right. So I'm just going to show this part here. This is our hold on, let me make sure my all my shit is together. So this is him DMing me on Instagram. This is him sending me the thumbnail for the picture, and then this is him hitting me up the next day for the link for the show. And if I was to scroll up, his phone number is right above the thumbnail, which I had to scroll down a little bit to make sure y'all didn't see. But he actually had called me, as you guys can see, he started audio call. I was calling him back because he called me on Instagram Live first, and then he sent me, and then I didn't answer because I was busy. So he sent me his phone number and told me to call him. And then that's when he told me that he had saw the show with Jives, etc., and that he wanted to come on. And I was like, okay, I don't have a problem with you coming on. And he made it clear to me that he didn't want to talk to Jives. So if Jives, because he knows that Jives is a moderator, obviously me and Jives are friends as well. So there was going to be a 99.9% chance that he was going to be in the building, but he made it clear to me he didn't want to talk to Jives, but he did want to clear some things up, and he wanted to dispel some things that Jives had said, etc. And because
did he dispel anything?
Look, it wasn't for me to decide if he dispelled anything. Like that was for him to decide. But so that's what I don't and see. That's like
no, Conscious. I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna ask you again. I'm gonna ask you again.
Because I don't understand the purpose of the lying.
Of lying?
I don't understand, and that bothers me because if you can lie on a petty scale, okay. See, Crystal's saying that he said he reached out. He did. He said. So I guess he said two different things. He said to his audience that he did reach out to me, but Kwame is saying he said to him personally that he didn't. So
and he said it to Kyrie.
And he said it to Kyrie. So I don't know what Thais's issue is with, because once again we have a pathology Killer called him out for playing in her face, and he told her she was crazy until on Mad Day that he told her the truth, which was everything she said he felt, and that was all in his body language and the way he handled her when she came up on his platform. And then it's all of this with Kwame, and it's like, once again, like, it's this. What is this? Why? What is it? Why? Like, why have to lie to anybody? Lying is a very deceptive practice.
So he does this every time he does a live, and he talks about me, anybody else. I'm not a gaslighter. These are not the supreme girls down here. Like, if we said something, we said it. I don't have to take a live down, and I haven't. So to keep making up narratives, and now you want to say that Conscious did this and Conscious did that. What really rubs me the wrong way is when people get in the comment section and get to going windmilling, and it's like, y'all have sat here the entire time and watched all of this go down. And y'all know the truth for yourself, but y'all like drama. You really do. Let's just keep it a buck. Y'all like drama. And we are real people. We're not AI. We're real people. Because I promise you, if I wanted to be with the shits, I really could. But I have a real life. I have real nerves. And y'all getting on my nerves. And so as far as what you call him, Kwame, he that shall remain nameless, whatever.
He shall not be named.
That live that we did a couple months ago, I sat there and it's still up, and I came on calm. He had just got through going off on Andrea Carr, whatever her name is.
Oh,
baby,
yes.
Andrea, no disrespect to you, baby. And I came on calm. Matter of fact, I was in the back room, green room. And he goes, motherfucker, Jives, bitch, motherfucker, boop, 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 boop. And I was like, damn, where's all of this coming from? Because, like, when we were on lives together, I didn't get all of this. You know, like when we was, in the circumference of the lives, where was this at if there was really that type of energy between us? I want y'all, because some of y'all got an education. And y'all talking about y'all got therapy educations and y'all got all this stuff going on. Where was all of that then? Okay, where was all of that then?
I'm gonna tell you why I didn't understand the behavior king, and I said it directly to Ty. Like, how on one end can you fully admit you never really communicated to Jives any of these things that you started to feel or observe that produce a narrative, but at the same time, completely make him 100% responsible for your feelings when you didn't even allow him to speak to anything you were feeling, just in case what you were feeling was incorrect, but you didn't even give him the opportunity to even say that's not true, or no, brother, I'm not feeling that way. It's actually like this. So it's bizarre.
So Conscious, I had already just said earlier that me bringing other people on the show had nothing to do with him. I brought the people on the show because they added to the show. If he felt some type of way, because he said, I should have left when you brought Jay on. I should have left. And when you were saying all this, I was like, well, why didn't you say this to me? When Thais decided to leave, he and I had a conversation. And he said, oh, nothing's wrong. I just decided to spread my wings. That's what he said to me. And I said, are you sure nothing's wrong? Because I'm really getting something else. Are you sure? He said, oh no, I just think that it's just time. And, when you outgrown the nest and everything. And I was like, oh, okay. You outgrow. Okay, girl. So I was like, okay, cool. The post that he put up was something totally different. And when everybody from the show saw the post, they immediately said, Giles, what the fuck is going on? What's going on with Thais? I said, y'all, I'll talk about it later. And I was really irritated because I already knew behind the scenes what was really going on. I had asked him about a person that was brought to me that said some things, and he said no. Come to find out that was a lie. And then I was just like, okay. And then when he got on his platform and was like, oh, none of these girls are have any talent, I was like, and he said to me on the phone, he was like, Jives, I don't understand how you can sit out here and say all this stuff and do all this stuff. And I'm the one with the talent. I'm the one who do this. I'm the one who bring the people to the show. I'm the one. I was like, well, bitch, what the fuck am I? Like, who the fuck am I supposed to be? Like, I'm just
a hater.
I'm just the womb that just incubated you for a little minute and spit you out my dick hole. Like, I'm trying to understand.
You were the hater, and he was the one who rejuvenized a Jive Nation. He is the one who deserves all the credit. He's the one that brought all of the shine and light and excitement back to the platform.
Oh, wait a minute.
And that's why he felt and feels probably so entitled, because he is deciding that he's the one.
Absolutely, because repeat performance. Now, fast forward to a year later when he had this meeting with me and Kwame. He told Kwame, the owner of Pyro Media, he said, well, this is no shade, but you know, my show, Thais After Dark, is the flagship of Pyro Media. I said, whew, I laughed. I said, Kwame, I'm sorry. That was funny to me.
I was gagged. I was gagged. I could not believe that you fixed your amoeba looking face to say that shit to me. How dare you? How dare you come out of your fucking neck and say that shit to me? I was beyond pissed. And it took everything that Kyrie had for me to calm down that day.
I just kept looking
because
at you
I was just like, I was just gagged. So you disrespected all of my clients and their stuff that they got going on. You disrespected everything that Kyrie and I do. You disrespected everybody. So this is just a Thais network, girl.
Well, he does that every live he go on. None of us are. He said the same thing. None of us are talented. It's a repeat. It's recycle. None of us are talented. None of us are talented. Him. He was the star of Pyro Media. This is me.
No, yeah, I don't know if Thais is talking shit about me per se. Like I said on King Job's platform earlier, I haven't listened to Thais.
No, Thais has never seen in my content unless he's doing it on Patreon that I can't see. But other than that, he don't talk about conscious.
Yeah,
not in a bad way.
No, he's not talking shit about me. The last time that Thais was on my platform, once again, it was with St. James. I did make it known publicly because, as I said on King Job's platform, I'm not a passive aggressive person. I can say what I need to say, and that be that. I did say to him that I told him how I felt about his pattern and certain things that I had observed over the course of time that made me not his enemy, but it just made me, it neutralized.
It gave you pause.
Yeah, it gave me pause. It was,
you question his sanity.
It threw major caution to the wind, and I chilled out. And there is a particular event that I have not disclosed, and I probably won't because it just isn't necessary to do so, that really made it impossible for me to trust Thais, and I'm just going to leave it at that. And because I'm not interested in because it wasn't something he did to me. It was something that he did to somebody very close to him. And once I saw that, that's what really made me like moonwalk. Like I immediately started moonwalking in the opposite direction, and I just let that be that. But because I'm not a messy bitch and I don't unnecessarily go out trying to destroy people and all of that, it's not a situation that I need to publicize per se. It was just something that personally informed me and made me just chill. And then when all the drama with Jives started coming up, it shaped my perspective of Thais, which is why when me and Thais did interact on those 2 occasions about his situation with Jives, the reason y'all saw me kind of pushing up against Thais or kind of challenging his attitude and perception is because of how I've seen him move and things I've seen him do that y'all are not aware of, that I am aware of, that he knows I'm aware of. It just has not been articulated and stated out loud. And once again, if I had anything personally in my heart and I was interested in coming after Thais and I was interested in slowing him down or whatever it is, then obviously, like any other messy bitch, everything would be up and out. But like I said, it's not necessary, and I didn't want to use a situation that ain't had nothing to do with me. It was just something that I knew of and I got to see for myself that I chose to let personally inform me, and I just let that be that. And so I take a slightly different attitude than maybe the rest of the viewing audience, just because the viewing audience only has the like y'all only can see as observers, while some of the people on the screen obviously are speaking from anecdotal experiences directly as it relates to things that have happened directly in their relationships. And for me, it's things that I have observed directly that weren't necessarily about me personally, but that I got to see firsthand. So, So that makes me consider some other things, even when I'm looking at the situation between Thais and Jives. It makes me be like, well, I have to take what I know for myself to be true, and also let that kind of inform me about maybe Thais's pathology and psychology and etc. Like, there's a reason why I told him that he's nice, nasty, like a church mother. Thais knows exactly what the context is of everything I've said to him. I just have protected him and saved him by not going into exactly why I'm saying what I'm saying. But Thais knows why I'm saying what the hell I'm saying to him. I don't need to let 462 people and the thousands of folk who want to see this in the replay fucking know, because it's my personal preference to just not do him that fucking way. But because I know that he knows, and that's who I'm trying to communicate the truth to. That's who I'm trying to get to come to a certain self-awareness when he and I are talking about his adversities with other individuals. And I've been on these YouTube streets for a long time, so I know how it goes. And once again, I'm not interested in unnecessarily spraying somebody or unnecessarily changing perception around another person, especially somebody who is my peer and somebody who's also another content creator. And as far as me and Ty's exchange, we have always had a cordial, nice, pleasant exchange. So I don't have a reason to just sail him off to the river and throw him completely under the bus, which is why I did not disclose to the public what the situation was, because that would directly impact him. So he knows why I am saying the things that I say, and why I'm challenging his views, and why I'm challenging his perception. I'm not worried about whether 468 other fucking people understand why I'm doing what I do. He knows why.
Well, that was very telling for me. That said a lot for me right there. Okay. Because I've always wondered why you always get let off the hook. But okay,
you feel like I get let off the hook?
That part.
You feel like what? I get let off.
Honey, because anybody that has even come close to that, conscious, to what you just did, gets laid out. There are people in the audience, and probably in your audience right now, that have had to deal with the wrath of Thais.
Yeah.
If you disagree with him, if you push back, if you have any thoughts outside of what is going on, that's why when I started pushing back with him about the whole Jives situation, it was an issue. I felt it. You could feel the energy.
But y'all were also his friend. Me and Ty.
Oh, wait a minute. That's a very strong term.
Okay, well, maybe not. Well, maybe for Kyrie and Thais' friends, and for Kwame and Thais, like, since y'all work together, like, there was a certain closeness. I consider Thais to be an associate. I don't consider Thais to be someone I'm particularly, like, close to, per se. I mean, he's just a peer. He's just a peer. So maybe what y'all call take it easy on me is just proximity. He had closer proximity to y'all, so he would feel more.
Can I be honest with you? The reason why I think that, or why I thought up until what you just explained, why I thought that he was like being what I call lenient, or what Kyrie said, why he didn't go there with you, is because I thought that he just he didn't do that with people who had more followers than him. So that was.
But is there anything to go off on me about this? I don't feel like I do anything that makes a bitch.
Well, I feel the same way. I don't feel I did anything, but here lately I've been the subject of these lives.
So there is really no rhyme or reason for any of this. Or maybe that there is, but I feel like there's no rhyme or reason. I think for us, Kwame, he was a client of yours. Y'all fell out because he didn't want to follow instructions. Kyrie, y'all fell out because you got tired of the bullshit, and you was like, okay, let's do something else different, and you decided to move accordingly. Everybody who does not do what he wants, he moves and he goes off. Now, here's the thing. All three of us, we were in fellowship with Thais, or the person that shall remain nameless. We were in fellowship with him, and none of us have anything personal against this dude. I know I don't. But all of this stuff keep like this stuff just keeps, oh, you did this, you did this. And I keep saying it. If you can't tell me what I did, then I didn't do anything to you. Because I sat on a live. That's what y'all are missing. Not y'all on the screen, but a lot of people that's watching. Y'all missed it. I asked the question. I said,
know what you did.
Huh?
You know what you did, or what you didn't do.
Well, I ain't give no dick. I don't. What?
I didn't say that. I was gonna quote Effie White from Dreamgirls. You was supposed to love me, Curtis.
Well, I asked, what did I do to you? Because if you're this mad, and I'm gonna take y'all out the equation. If you're this mad at me that you got to do 15 million lives a day, and I'm being sarcastic when I say that. If you're this mad that you got to do 15 million lives, and then I come on a live with you and you got all this fever for me, like, baby, I done fucked you real good and didn't put no money on the side desk over there.
Oh my God.
Like baby, I just enslaved you down, bent you over the chair, and baby, I just didn't even say goodbye. Like, just nutted and just skeeted and moved on.
Oh, okay.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, you acting like I just really did you so horrible. And I'm saying, on a show that we were on for like 2, maybe and a half years, I thought it was 4, but 2.5 years, you got all this for me, and you can't even in good sentence form say you did this, but I had to listen. He thought he was being replaced. He thought that I was bringing people to push him out the way, and that was never the case. I've said that time and time again. I have corrected all those things. I let it be known time and time again that this is my friend, this is my brother, like, woo, woo, woo. But you choose to keep with this BS. Now you got other people in the mix. Now all these people who are still subscribed to me and subscribed to him, going back and forth, being bone carriers, now they want to be in my inbox. Oh, King Jazz. Oh, he King Jazz. Oh, no, don't do that. Bring your ass on back, but don't do that, because y'all some messy motherfuckers. Y'all like to go back and forward, and I'm not tolerating that shit. Because at the end of the day, y'all saw all of this play out. Y'all saw all of this play out. And y'all sit there on his platform with another screen name, and you come on my page or our page with another screen name.
Say that.
Because we're not going to play like you don't do it, niece. Y'all like to switch up screen names, and then, oh, we love you. Oh, they some dirty motherfuckers.
And they want to sit there and blame you and make it seem like you the one doing it on their page. When you got a whole, I was in production, girl. I know what you said in the private chat. I know what you said to me on the phone. We had meetings, girl. Like, if it's at the end of the day, my thing is this.
Oh, let me also say this. Hold on, so Kwame. I have 5 pages on YouTube, 3 that I use, and all of them say King Jives. I have one for my dogs, and I have another one for beautiful men. I don't have to use a fake name to come over here on YouTube to do any fuck shit. If I would need to address anything and anybody, because my pages make money, let me just be clear on that. And this is what I was trying to teach the people that was on my show, how to make money. Because if the white folks can do it, baby, surely we can too.
Hello.
And so I have all these pages. I don't have to go on another page to address anybody.
Sidebar. What is this page for beautiful men?
Shut up, guys.
It is a one entirely and exclusively dedicated to images of myself.
It's just full of conscious. It's just full of conscious.
My God.
Listen, y'all, I love y'all greatly. I love y'all in a different lace front each time. But I'm gonna have to get ready and go to bed. So I appreciate y'all so much. Let's meet on different. Let's meet on different terms.
Exactly.
I agree.
But
I'm just some fun shit. Let's meet on some fun.
That part.
Yeah.
But Conscious, Kwame, Kyrie, I appreciate you guys. And I appreciate Kwame and Kyrie earlier for what we did. And, you know, we're grown men.
It's a beautiful
At the end of the day, we're grown men. Conscious, thank you for coming on.
Of
This
course.
morning. We're grown men, and we're able to have dialogue. And we haven't been. A lot of people on YouTube haven't been able to do that in a very long time. We need to be able to have dialogue. If there's a problem, we squash it and we move on. Because if there's really no problem, why are we arguing on YouTube?
Yeah. Why are we arguing, period? Exactly.
That part.
Yeah.
So I love you. I'm going to talk to y'all later, okay?
Love you too.
Have a good one.
Look at you. It's 2:00. Oh, yeah.
Go be a versatile top. Kyrie, I'm shook that you guys and Ty are no longer in relationship. I'm actually like shocked by that. I feel like I've been living under a rock. I just woke up like the last.
Well, no, it just happened. I mean, it just happened. He got upset because I believe Kwame. But like you said, I know how Tice move, and that's why I said I didn't have nothing against East, but I know how he is, and I know, as I said, I know you did that. I know you did that. You sent that woman that friend request. But because I believe it, now you really, really mad at me just that I believe it.
And even before that, it really just started when you left the company. When he left the company, it was like a whole, all these lives, anything that we did on our platform that we were talking about, he thought it was dedicated to him or whatever. And my thing is this: if I can't talk on my platform, first of all, you don't run this platform. You don't pay the bills for this platform. You don't feed me, finance me, or fuck me. And so at the end of the day, you don't get to tell me or Kyrie how we operate on our shows. I can't tell Conscious how to operate on or how he should operate on this. Excuse me. What are your pronouns, Conscious? I'm sorry.
He, him, she, her. I mean, it's however you feel about the energy.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I apologize. But I can't tell you what to do on your platform. I can't tell Jives what to do on his platform. I can't even tell Kyrie what to do on his platform. And my thing is this: at the end of the day, if you don't like what, like I said before, and I'm going to stand 10 toes down on it, if you don't like what people are saying on their platform, don't watch it. I don't go and watch anything that Trump is talking about on whatever damn conservative TV they got going on over there. So if I don't like that type, I don't want to ingest that into my spirit, if I don't want to deal with it, why are you on it, girl? And another thing, let me tell you about these little bone carriers. If a dog brings a bone to you, they'll take a bone from you, honey.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, man. The bone carriers off the chisel with it.
Okay, so we know who the bone carriers are. We're not stupid. So anytime them bone carriers came over, so I heard this and that. Oh, well, you know what? I wish Thais the best, and I wish him continued success. Any of them will be able to tell you that none of that, any negative stuff came out of Kwame's mouth.
I'm gonna tell you how I stopped bone carriers. I threatened to block people as a consequence. If you send me anything that I tell you not to, block.
Oh yeah, I did. I started doing that with the past couple of weeks because last week I was done. When I found out that people were trying to send friend requests to my mama, oh no, I'm done. Like, I don't give a damn what she said. I don't give a damn what he said. I don't give a damn. Y'all went too far now. We're done, son. We're done. I don't want nothing to do with her. I don't want nothing. I don't want no reconciliation. I wish you the best. I just want you to leave me, my company, my people, my platform alone. As insignificant as you think my platform is, girl, I want you to leave it alone. Because YouTube is not my life. It's not. I don't need validation from people. I don't care what y'all people over there, what your squad says about me. That's fine because they've been dealing with me for an entire year and they didn't have this pressure for me. Well, because you said jump and they said how high, that's on you. That's on them.
Right. Exactly. Because
you heard it right on in the car.
They let me have it in them comments.
But that's okay because those same people that were heavy in the comments were coming over to watch me and Kyrie. and we're in the comments and our comments. But I see you guys now. I'm a block. The moment I see your bobbleheaded ass come over there again with your bob, I'm blocking your ass.
Bob.
I told my mods, and the moment I'm gonna do it myself. The moment I see you, you're blocked.
Yeah. That's how I got
It's a specific girl. It's a specific girl over there that be hopping back and forth. You're blocked.
I'm gonna tell you what I do. I'm gonna tell you what I do to raggedy motherfuckers who content creators. I go to their chat, especially when I know that it's gonna be on and popping, and I go ahead and just go straight down their whole live stream and block every motherfucker in the live chat before we even get an opportunity to jump the fence over cheer.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I was just gonna say that's a good idea.
That's a very good idea.
Go straight down the live chat, all the way down, honey. I just dedicate a night to it. Like, this gonna be my block night, baby. I go right in them whole chats and block on down. Block down to the ground. Show do. But y'all don't miss y'all. I mean, like, do y'all miss him? Like, what is the feeling? Like, is the feeling like anger? Is the feeling disappointment? Is the feeling sadness?
How am I gonna miss her when she constantly talking shit in our face? Go away so I can't miss you.
Now I think, well, it's fresh, so to say miss no, but I do miss the good times and the laughs. I do miss laughing with Thais. I do. Because this is silly.
I'm sad for y'all. I'm sad for all three. I just, once again, it just happened. So that's why I feel like I just woke up and then
right.
It does.
But it's really silly. It's really silly.
Oh my God.
And you know what?
Is it safe that social media can tear genuine friendships apart?
No,
I think how you use social media.
Yeah, but I also think that people tear genuine friendships apart because remember, in the very beginning, almost to the beginning to almost a year of stuff going on. I want to say towards the end of last year or beginning of this year rather, I started noticing a change. I started noticing a vibe. There was more aggression towards the audience. There was more validation needed from the squad. There was more acknowledgement or request for acknowledgement to acknowledge that you are the Grand Rakadouchis, that you are the Queen de la Creme, the Queen of Cash Apps, a mother. Like, those things were starting to become more frequent. I saw people get blocked on site. I saw people and genuinely, like, brand new people coming to the chat, and I had a conversation where I was like, hey, you can't do that. Like, every 5 seconds, just because you don't know who they are does not mean that they are a troll. And even if they are a troll, why do you let the mods handle it? Like, you don't need to sit there and block everybody. You don't have to respond or stop a show or stop what you're doing or hold the presses and have a whole full conversation with somebody because you don't either like what they said or you don't like them pushing back. That's why on our platform there's people that disagree with some of the stuff that we say, and that's fine. But that's what healthy Discord is about. I'm not gonna block them because they don't like Beyonce.
But the thing is, when Conscious, you said social media, I think it's the bone carriers, because there are people, because he has said, well, if he won't say no names, they have sent me what you said. And I was like, because that's what he said about the video Friday when I made a joke. I said, we're gonna be a 10-part miniseries. And he quoted it back. He said, because somebody sent that to him. I was like, well, okay. So
ain't nobody said he was watching. He was watching the show.
But I do think sometimes people do send stuff, because they've sent you stuff that he said. So I do think it is a combination, him watching and the people sending stuff.
No, but he has said that he watched.
But that's why I was saying earlier this morning to y'all on Jives panel that everybody also got to get completely real enough to be able to. Because even if somebody sent it to you, it still don't negate the fact that everybody made a conscious decision to watch what was sent to them. So at the end of the day, you're still watching what the other person. True. And if there's something that's curious in because I'm gonna be honest, I have overcome that. Like I am so well disciplined on YouTube now that I literally can pick and choose my fights. Like I'm not tempted to look. I don't be like, it's easy for me to not look at. I couldn't even enjoy YouTube if I literally absorbed a raggedy bitch. Like I couldn't even. It's too much. And at this point, like I'm not even tempted because it's the same shit. Like you know that it's going to be negative. So really, what's the point of looking unless you just feel like interacting with that energy? And I never feel like really interacting with that energy.
But so you can't. But you and you can't really be fully productive. If we or Jives are your constant content, people came to you because they like what you were giving. They like your church content. They like your humor. All this reading and shade, it's turning to a different platform. In my opinion.
It's been a platform. Because now all you want to do is read, girls. You want to read audience members. You want to read people. You want to read Jives. You want to read us. It's giving beef sector, and this is exactly what you said you didn't want to do.
That's true. He did say that ain't what he wants to do, but that's what he's doing constantly. Like I said, after this, I know tomorrow's going to be a 55-part miniseries. This is going to be longer than Roots.
Or he'll go into Patreon. But now he's moving.
I don't want that for Ty. I do not want that for Ty. I don't want that. Today, I know, but still.
Four whole times. After he said Wednesday, and to you, Kyrie, you talking about it's gonna be a 10-part miniseries. I will never mention you again. You would love it if I did, but I'm never gonna mention you all again. Never. What happened?
The whole
day. You spent your whole Sunday. You could have been reporting on Bishop Wooten or whatever that man's name is. You talking about us 4 whole times.
Completely triggered. Whole thing. Maybe somebody mentioned it earlier in the chat. Maybe it's monetary gain in it. Maybe because when I was watching Ty, I got the feeling that a big part of the Ty squad are also like anti-King Jobs people. So
yeah,
maybe
they become that.
So maybe when
Ty say don't like, they'll not like them. Like I said, these same people who are coming over to our show. Hey, Kyrie. Hey, Friday I became trash. Y'all called me trash.
Right.
Y'all called me a whole bunch of names. I'm like, well, damn.
Wow.
Because Thais said I was trash, so now I'm trash. Yeah, it's very very sheep minded. It's like a church. It's like a church, like a storefront church. Yeah, very Jim Jones.
And some content creators want a cult following. Some of them want that. It serves the ego. It serves the sense of power, the sense of strength. People who have maybe issues in reality around feeling secure, they seek this type of because it is a form of security. Yeah, because it patents you in. I mean, having people that believe. So it's a lot of, let me tell you something. I said it years ago that a lot of people on the internet need real help. And they're substituting that help by being right here on the internet.
Right.
And not only in the form of content creators, but in the form of supporters too, goddammit.
I say you're right, but the squad is they're not therapists. You need a therapist.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's definitely given that. I think, like, what's safe to say for sure in this case is this is deeper than what happened with the 4 Kings, and this is more of a Ty issue at this point. So he would definitely have to seek some outside resources, because obviously venting to his audience every other day has not moved the dial.
Well, no, they're enablers. They are enablers.
Yeah, and I got to learn that because even St. James, like Thais had put St. James ass on blast and was like, St. James in that case The bone was the damn bone carrier.
Sheree, man, Sheree was just on our show Tuesday night.
Who?
Well, we call it St. James Sheree.
Oh, Sheree. Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I said, my God, today it's
But you know what? You know what? I don't really have a problem with St. James. Here's why. Because at least St. James.
I like St. James.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with him, and I don't have a problem with him because he actually stood up to Thais and he said, "This is just how I feel. That I feel like you were wrong in this area, and I feel like Kwame did this or Kyrie did this."
But Thais' big problem was you should have been able to say that to me and not say that under the safety of CTV.
But then what does that tell you, Conscious? If nobody has, if people are feeling, because there's Tide Squad members that have inboxed me and said, "Hey, I just wanted to check on you, but I've gone over to watch you and Kyrie or whatever, but I don't want to get into the comments because I'm I don't want to be ostracized, or I don't want to feel like I don't want to come under the wrath of her." So it's like that lets you know that there's not safety, and that platform is not safe for you to go and do what you want to do.
Which is why I feel like it's important data in both responses. Like, it does say on one end that Thais is not creating a space where people can be honest and critical of him and disagreeable. And I'm not talking about the people, like the type of so-called supporters who like just troll you and then expect you to respond well, but the people who actually like have genuine critique. They know how to talk to you respectfully, and they know how to respectfully disagree. So it definitely tells you that he's not cultivating that space. At the same time, there's data in it for the St. James of it as well, because it also brings into question, why are you a adult not capable of standing in your truth? And what is this pick Misha following component? Because this component makes you susceptible to indoctrination. It makes you susceptible to being taken advantage of, not addressing why I'm actually catering to somebody else's ego in a way, and I'm living, because that's why me and King had so many headbutts in our friendship, because I was colliding up against his ego. And I was willing to put the friendship on the risk, like on the line as a result, because obviously I'm not a follower, so that wasn't going to happen. So it was just going to be truth or dare was going to be what was ever left. Like, I'm just going to have to roll the dice and see if. So I'm curious to know too, like, yes.
Look at James.
There he go. There goes St. James, baby.
Hey,
I think I'm on YouTube and off YouTube.
Hey, Sheree.
I'm gonna drop the link for St. James. Or what you call him? A Kyrie, a Sheree?
That's Sheree. He
Sheree, baby.
Sheree. But at 11:55, to answer your question, no. He did know that I did not have a problem with Jives. I have stated it on several occasions, on his platform and on Conscious platform, and even on my own platform. I've never had a problem with Jives. I don't have a problem with Jives. So he knew that. But as far as me and Jives talking behind the scenes, just talking, whatever, no, he did not know that. And the stuff he was saying today, he thinks he knows something, but yeah, no. Sheree coming on? Who coming on? Sheree?
Yeah, I had dropped the link for him in case St. James wanna come up and defend his pick Misha tendencies.
Child, Sheree. Sheree know how Sheree is.
The bone motherfucking carrier, baby. St. James had me complete. I mean, he had me sold the night he came. He came and told me all that shit and left out the part about him carrying the bone that started all the shit. I said, wow, James, really, Saint? Wow, a mess.
I think about mine on YouTube and off YouTube. I know you do.
So with y'all as new content creators, I hope y'all ready, because y'all do know that there's more of this. Where I mean, like, there's more of this ahead for y'all journey, right? Like, y'all do know that.
I'm really hoping not. But
But here's the thing, Conscious. Like, Kyrie and I are not messy. Like, we don't do this. We don't do this whole like.
But my platform ain't gossiping tea. I mean, I
We're
like to
real
do it.
fair. We do commentary. We commentate on what do you call it, the pop culture. We talk about news, politics, and stuff like that. But we're real fair about stuff, and we don't get in the gutter with people and stuff like that. Like it is pretty chill. You know, everybody has their opinion. They say what we do our Fun Fridays. We just chilling. You know, like we're not. We don't take this seriously. Like I said, our main platforms. I can only speak about. I know Kyrie. He's big on TikTok as well. Our audience is really on TikTok. You know, and so that's a different vibe and a different space. And so for me, it's like I don't go on here, and especially, you know, my company is like, I don't. This is the network is such a small portion of what I do. It's ridiculous.
Oh, St. James said he driving right now. You leaving Trade House? Okay.
Yeah, he's driving that bone straight to whomever it concerns.
You know what? You leaving night service. Amen.
But it will find y'all. Like, just look at your situation right now, Kwame. You got into this trouble, and you wasn't even. It ain't even you being a content creator that led it, and that's just how easy it is for shit to go kaboom. Like,
go left.
Yeah, like you only.
I felt like Nikki Leaks. I felt like that. What I got to do with it? See how they do me? See how they bring me into stuff?
Yeah, like, and that's gonna happen. Sometimes you just gonna be collateral damage and shit. Like, all that's gonna happen. Like, people gonna take issue just because of who you affiliated with. I mean, like, literally anything can tilt the boat out here in these social. Anywhere there's humans, there is high potential for conflict.
That's true. Facts.
Conflict. You may have people now because you growing, and you're growing on YouTube, you're growing on TikTok. Now people know how to weaponize, or people feel like they know what your vulnerability is. If he hires me in real life and then he terminates me and maybe had good reason to, when I get in my feelings, guess what I know to go do? Run to the internet. Yep. And create lies about him professionally or drag his business, etc. Like, it puts you in all type of interesting positions when you're out here in these streets. All type of interesting positions.
That means that I just have to be more exclusive when it comes to when it comes to onboarding new clients, you know.
Even when it comes to your personal life, as you get big, any disgruntled relatives, disgruntled lovers, like, they will use you being a public figure as the first place to hit you in, because they feel like that's where you're the most vulnerable. It really changes your whole world. Like, it makes you set your shit up in a way that it offers you as much protection as possible, but ultimately, like, the situations themselves are unavoidable because you can't really control what other people do when they get in their feelings.
That's true.
Or whatever.
We see that now.
So I'm telling y'all, prepare. This is training ground for y'all. Like, this is like a training exercise. Prepare for this shit. Prepare to be sitting, minding your business, doing the Lord's work, good energy, good vibes, talking about Trump and your political shit, and be prepared for the craziness.
Amen.
Because it is no way to have this without it. And this is already like a big testament to what's ahead. But the pendulum also swings to the left. So there's a lot of beautiful things that come out of social media. It's a lot of great money in social media. It's a lot of great networking in social media. It's also great to have influence and to have a voice that matters. I mean, there's a lot of great opportunities that come out of this shit. Opportunities that are also outside of social media that can stem from social media. So it balances itself out. But there's definitely no such thing as all good. And it don't matter what sector you in. there will be your fair share of fuck shit to deal with. Mm-hmm. So
Thank you for
y'all
that.
gonna be encouraged.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the advice. Thank you.
Thank you, seriously, because this has been a hot ass mess, pal.
It is. So as far as the audience is concerned, what can they expect as it relates to the breakdown of the relationship with Thais? Like if Thais goes and does a Surviving the Four Kings series, including Kwame as a special guest, can they? Are y'all going to respond?
Not at all.
What's said?
No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
No.
I'm not going to respond. No, you will sit there and look crazy arguing with yourself. No, I'm not going to respond.
Because it's going to keep going.
Yeah. Because he lives.
And honestly, we're going to do a disservice to our people if we do that.
And I think, and he lives for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that, and that's something. Me personally, that's something I don't want to be known for. Yes, I can read. I can hang with Tyson when it comes to reading, but I don't want to do that. That ain't what I want to do.
Oh yeah, I can read.
Especially when my brand is about building up the Black community. You know, how can we come together? Because we always find stuff to divide ourselves with.
Yep.
Like this Tasha K and TS Madison. Tasha K in all reality, Tasha K don't give a fuck about trans women or cisgender women. She saw an opportunity to jump on it and get monetized and just build herself up. But like I said, and then TS Madison said the same thing. It was funny. Ma'am, you have 400 million reasons why you should not be in this argument or any argument.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, people do what they want gonna do when it comes to these YouTube streets.
Yeah, because they vicious. It's hardcore. It's the Hunger Games out in this motherfucker. It's on. So I just want y'all to have y'all helmets on, strapping tight. But y'all heard the audience. Kyrie and Kwame said that they're gonna be Beyonce to the bullshit, honey. They just gonna let Farrah just do what she do, girl. In Vlad interviews. They're bad.
Now when this live come out tomorrow, I did not say Farrah. I did not.
Okay, because you know she gonna come after you, girl.
We love Thais. Well, can y'all tell the girls where they can find y'all? And we definitely need to come and do some collaboration shit. We need to come and do some content together and get into some shit together. But tell the folks where they can find y'all at.
Absolutely.
You guys can find us. Oh, go ahead, Kyrie. I'm sorry.
You can find me on YouTube, Candid Conversations. You see my name in the comments. That's my show. It comes back September 21st. And you can see me on Pyro Power Hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 o'clock noon Eastern Time, 9 a.m. Pacific.
Yes. Same. You can follow me everywhere that says Kwame Speaks Official. And you can follow Pyro Media Network at Pyro Media Network on pretty much all social media platforms. And I think what we'll start doing, Kyrie, is I think we'll share when we go live. I'll also feed it into Candid Conversations and to Kwame Speaks as well, so that way we can make sure everybody finds Pyro Media if they need to.
Okay. And also follow me on TikTok. That's what TikTok is where I talk the most shit. But
yes.
At Kyrie Sinaj. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely follow me on TikTok.
Well, you guys heard it first. No, thank y'all. This was great. This was awesome. I'm glad y'all were able to make amends with Jives. It completes the picture a whole lot more. So it was a beautiful thing to see. So I thank y'all for coming and giving y'all story. And I just subscribed to the both of y'all platforms tonight. So I'll be in y'all bushes and y'all business.
All right.
All right. Good night.
Appreciate you.
That was Kyrie, you guys, and that was Kwame Speaks. Yeah, man. It's a good thing when you can see shit work out. Even it don't matter how much time lapse, just to see shit work out. Being able to see content creators and just people, work their grievances out, talk through shit, man. Like, we need more of that. It's gonna be conflict. People gonna disagree. People gonna misread the room. People gonna get each other wrong. It's gonna be all of that. But I think the most impressive thing sometimes is not even perfection. The most impressive thing is when there can be imperfection and problems, and people actually have the skills and the maturity to work through those problems. Like, that's the shit that be turning me on, is conflict resolution. Like, I don't be giving a fuck about a motherfucker being imperfect. Like, that's fine. I know most motherfuckers raggedy. Okay, so that is whatever. But actually seeing people being able to talk, agree to disagree, all that. Like, I just think it's sexy shit. Like, to see that shit on humans, like to see us like agreeing to disagree, or like you ain't gotta really care for a person, but you ain't their enemy at the same time. Like, I love all that. I love all that grown shit. I love it, honey. I love it. So, yeah, we'll see where the journey takes y'all. I'm gonna have to change the title of this video, child. I'm gonna have to make Miss DJ Envy and Miss Unhinged girl and all them folk in the thumbnail a goddamn a part of a Hot Topics tomorrow. So I guess we got some Hot Topics to get into today, child, because this was another Four Kings exclusive. And yeah, we're gonna wish the best for all the guys, including Ty. Hope things continue to prosper. They not gonna respond no more, so you know, hopefully everybody will go make their cash apps and go be happy with their lives and just be happy, child. Okay, I gotta get up early, so I'm gonna get the fuck up out of chair. I will see y'all noon tomorrow for sure, and we will get to the people in this thumbnail on, I mean, not tomorrow, today. So yeah, be looking out for that. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Bye.